Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The madman. The madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome. I was sleeping. I am sleeping. Apparently, he's awake now. So Max will be along shortly.
Yes. Until then, we're stalling for time because I've never seen someone throw so much shade and so much heat and not show up for their own debate.
Yeah. We waited 20 minutes. Some longer.
And waited.
You know, I watched your video, Max.
I watched it too. I got some choice words for you when you get here, buddy.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have a little chat when you get here.
Yeah, we need to sit you down.
He needs
It's time for intervention.
Yeah.
Sorry, Max, we love you, and
we just want you to get some help.
Maybe you're taking this Snyder thing a little too far.
We want to save you from being totally heartbroken, Max, because that's gonna happen eventually. I mean, it really is.
But no, I don't know. I looked at yesterday as a very positive thing for DC fans, and I honestly kind of feel sorry for the ones that
I feel sorry for the ones who didn't get any joy out of it.
Didn't get any joy out of it yesterday. It's like, and I also feel kind of bad for the ones that are refusing to watch the show and then kind of crapping on people's joy. It's like, you can keep that rage to yourself.
This might be an intervention.
I don't know, but we're gonna have a come to Jesus moment either way. Like,
yeah, it's time for the come to Jesus moment.
That may eventually have to happen. Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
I mean, if you can't get through to him, something just has to make him realize it.
Well, first off, guys, this is not serious. Okay, no. Let's just put in the caveat that we're all having a good time here, and none of this should be taken seriously enough to where people's lives are being destroyed. So, everybody just
getting attacked like crazy.
Everybody used tonight to take a goddamn chill pill. If you're in a state where it's legal, maybe go get some and just put some Pink Floyd on. Some lights or something, and have a good night. Have a good night.
Watch some positive videos on YouTube. Watch some music videos on YouTube or funny clips on YouTube.
The title of this stream is
meditation. Is always good.
So the title of this stream is DC Fan Entitlement. Do we deserve the Justice League? What do fans deserve, Brian?
I don't know. I think fans deserve a whole lot of nothing. Like, I'm sorry, man. It's just that's the perception I've gotten from studios that really don't seem to care what fans think. But I've also kind of looked at it in other ways. But how do you guys think about that?
Fans deserve nothing. You are not entitled to anything.
No.
You are not entitled to get anything.
Superhero movies in the first place.
Not even that. It's not even the case of that. It's just you are not entitled to anything. No. You get what you get. If you don't like it, don't consume it and vote with your wallet. That's how it's supposed to work.
I could put what RJ just said into it. Hang on one second. I could put what RJ said into a fast food reference, and then I'll let you go, Aaron, real quick. Okay, so McDonald's has some odd trillion sold now or something like that. Okay, so basically it'd be like the equivalent of standing in line at McDonald's, because this was brought up to me yesterday. Not liking, the Big Mac or something like that, and then demanding that they change the Big Mac or another menu item on the menu. It's McDonald's, dude. They're just gonna stay next in line.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
I mean, they'll even like look over your shoulder, give you kind of like a, and then be like, "I can help you if you're not using the kiosk."
They're gonna go with sales based on one person. They're gonna go on one.
I agree with Bradley's comment 100%. Here's the thing: people got to realize and put in perspective. I can't believe we even got a single hero as a cameo in that show, let alone 4.
Yeah,
like that's way more than I ever thought was gonna be possible.
Yeah,
100%. We all suspected one. We all suspected one was gonna show up.
Yeah.
Not even me. I thought there was going to be no cameos, honestly.
Oh.
Let's see. Some words I didn't think I'd hear from RJ. Well, guess what, RJ? No one tells me what to do. I'll see what I want, buy tickets, see movie I want to see. That's fine. Buy and get what you want. I'm not telling you anything.
Caden. Oh, sorry.
No, it's Caden. That's Caden.
I guess
Dude,
I'm famous now?
Yeah, you're very getting canceled all over the internet. Caden. Here's the thing, Lord J. Snez. You do what you want with your money. I have always been consistent about that. But if you don't like something, just don't watch it.
Yeah, and don't crap on other people's time for watching it. So like, if somebody does like it, don't go after them for liking it.
And you know what? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the thing is, man, and this is not towards you. This is in general. If you didn't watch the show, I don't give a fuck what you have to say about it. I don't, because if you're complaining about it and you're bitching and moaning and you watch the show, why should I care about what you have to say?
That's my issue. I had a rant about people saying based on one clip, based on clips.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
That's my issue, RJ, because I saw tweets saying based on they saw clips on YouTube, the humor and in the Justice League scene. Oh, I only saw this. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch the show because it's not my kind of thing. I'm like, you don't know the show just because it's humor. There's themes in the show that's very important to everyday life. I'm like, watch the freaking show before you judge it. Don't judge it based on clips or one scene.
Yeah.
Oh no, I agree too. Well, they do it for the money. They do it for the money. That's the thing too. They like the neurotics and the geeks and gamers. They do this simply because
there's action.
It's an act. It's a grift. They're trying to make money and they're trying to generate controversy. It's what they've been doing since the dawn of time. I mean, so yeah, I will try, Lord Jason as I will try. I will try to make sure they say your name correctly
from now on.
Lord J. Sinez.
Like as I said, like Matt, I totally agree, dude. Peacemaker was fantastic. It's probably some of the best DC stuff I've watched in almost.
And you got some people acting like little children.
The sky is falling, dude. There's Chicken Littles everywhere, guys.
There are some people.
My God.
And I'm sorry, but some people are acting like children who are upset that they get the toy they wanted at Toys R Us, and mommy said, "Not today, honey, not today. Put it back." And they get upset like that. That's how some people are acting.
It's all good.
And this is true. I know this for a fact. I talked to people like this who didn't watch the show. They just watched the cameo and said the whole show was garbage and the scene was garbage. No context.
Oh, yeah.
So
I've had conversations with people.
It's like that part. It's like that part on The Big Lebowski where John Goodman's character is sitting there talking with the dude, and Steve Buscemi, he's bowling and he has no idea what they're talking about, but then starts talking like he knows what they're talking about. And then John Goodman snaps at him and he's like, "You have no idea what you're talking about. Shut the F up, Donnie."
Well,
you're out of your element, Donnie.
You're out of your element.
We need that clip. We need that clip.
Matt's kidding.
Can we find it somewhere?
I have the other one where it's like, yeah, well, that's just your opinion, man.
Yeah.
Well, I know I reacted to one of Max's videos on my own stream. Since he's not here and he's not here to say his points, I guess we could just
He's coming. When I called him and he was like, "Hello."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Get up, bitch."
So I guess we can watch this.
No, I don't have a lot of time. I'm out doing deliveries right now, so it's if an order comes in, then I'll have to go. But
no worries.
Yeah, that's a shame. But we will try and at least you can respond to Max's points in this video, I guess.
Warning. Oh, I just watched this.
It was a pretty entitled rant.
I got a hot one for you. There's been a lot of talk. There's spoilers here for Peacemaker finale. So if you haven't watched, You're warned now, and I'm sick of all these freaking excuses. Excuses of why we don't deserve good quality content.
Excuses or reasons,
I'm sick
man.
of this bullshit. You're fucking simps.
Understandable.
For
What,
people that
excuse
own
me?
your properties.
I can't believe he used the word
Okay,
simps.
pasa, senor.
And he used it inappropriately.
Oh,
He's
Andy's
here.
here.
He's here.
He's here.
Finally.
This
You're
guy.
here.
Oh my god.
Hello?
What's up, Max?
Where were you?
Actually,
You
oh
were
no.
Agrees with me?
This is the intervention, Max.
Intervention.
This might
Intervention
this might
is-
need to be an intervention, man. What's going on?
Oh, Eddie's even here. Eddie.
What was that video? What was that video earlier, man? What was that?
I was thinking I should do some hot takes again.
I
was gonna give you something to react to. You reacted to me earlier. Yeah.
I did, yeah. I reacted. I did give you the heads up. I let you know ahead of time before I did it.
I didn't get the heads up. I wasn't on Twitter.
Oh,
No, I'm just
well.
kidding. I'm fine. I don't mind people reacting to me. What's the meaning of Dollar Store Justice League, Blue Jay?
Yeah, like you got.
I'm being honest. I didn't make
explain
up
yourself, man. Explain your mentality.
because it all comes down to WB. You can't have half the Justice League or their CG, and I mean it. It's not too much to ask for. Look at all the other stuff we're getting in entertainment.
Did you really mean what you said though? That there are DC simps out there?
Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
my god!
What
What does it even mean, Max? What does it
That
even
was
mean?
legit. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. We get a CG Superman. Oh my god, it's been 5
So
years.
anyways, anybody that was positive
Cowboys
like us
busy.
last night about
No,
Peacemaker is a DC sim.
No. I say that I say that
No, he was-
if you're just like those other people are unreasonable. No.
But
no,
some
it's been
people
5
were
years.
being
no,
unreasonable.
because
though.
Some people were being unreasonable.
But Max,
Yeah,
but
it's
Max, but
5
Max.
years, and this is
Do you not-
Yeah, go
But
ahead.
you have to realize the problem lies in Henry Cavill's representation and the contracts with Warner Brothers.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it does matter.
No, WB
Yes,
they
and
handled this
also-
5 years ago. It's still the same thing. Where
Dude, do you not get how these movies are made? Like, it's not just like James Gunn doesn't just call up freaking, Ezra Miller and he's all like, "Yo, dog, you want to?" Like, they have to go through proper channels, man.
yeah, what's the baseline here? It's always WB for every single situation how it's handled. So that
Fine,
Also,
if you want to
But
argue,
Max stuff is in flux right now. They're in the middle of a merger. There's stuff that we still know
Yeah.
about. But
also
here's the
just-
thing. This is why I'm talking about, Max. I feel like you're looking from the wrong perspective, and I mean this lovingly. I'm just curious, why don't you see this as a thing where they're kind of telling you,
listen,
there's still a future for Superman. He's not going away. There's
because
still a
it didn't
future
mean
for him.
shit. It didn't mean shit.
How?
Because it's just like what they say, cherry picking what they need. It doesn't have any relevancy for the future. They still cannot.
But
No.
Max, that entire episode, the ending set up the fact that Justice League are still operating. They're still on missions. It sets up the
Yeah.
ending for the Suicide
Yeah,
Squad,
you're
where
like
Amanda
Black
Waller
Suicide
gets
Squad.
exposed.
The Suicide Squad had progress. Yeah, the Suicide Squad, but the Justice League is still just there. Okay,
and we
know
learned that Aquaman does in fact have sex with fish.
There you
Yeah.
go.
spoilers.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, at this point, come on! You just showed freaking Ghostbusters spoiler. I haven't seen Ghostbusters yet.
Oh well, that's
Yeah,
your
thanks
fault.
thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Aw,
So,
damn.
You know,
thanks, Dick.
yeah.
Also people
Sorry.
forget
That's
that-
times two because I haven't seen it yet either.
people forget the
man.
reason why we had headless Superman was because of scheduling conflicts, and they still use that as a complaint, saying, "Oh, we have
No, it wasn't
Yeah, it's the
scheduling
same
conflicts.
thing here.
It was
Yeah, it was.
money. It was money. That was all money. That wasn't scheduling. Because here's the thing with scheduling, they found ways to work in Ezra Miller
Oh,
into DC
I need a
projects.
tag team. Thank you, Skywalker Jedi. I just DM you. Okay, can we send Skywalker a link? Yeah, he hasn't been on my show yet.
That's the whole thing, though. Is again, it boils down to the amount of appearances that Henry Cavill has on his contract, and he doesn't want it relegated to a cameo.
It's
I
the
just can't-
same excuse that it was 5 years ago. It's the same stuff.
And what does that say about his representation?
It's WB still.
No, Max. Cavill's always been a hard negotiator.
Why are we always playing the talent? Why are we always blaming the talent?
Max,
Ultimately,
the people
because the talent. You can't always blame the studio. The talent. You always blame the talent.
And this is an important question. Was Cavill even asked? Has been made clear. He was
not
asked.
Contract.
He was not.
No,
asked.
he was not. He wasn't asked.
Yeah.
If you read
somebody say he would have done it if they'd asked.
I don't listen. I'm not
Even
going,
Jason wasn't asked, and he actually asked James to be part of it.
Yeah, he wanted to be part of it.
I'm not going full menace or anything, but there's got to be a level of criticism that you could say without calling you a hater or
you're going on saying you're calling people DC simps though, man.
I did that because
you're kind of going full cult, Max.
I did that because of the reaction of. I'm giving it a chance. I liked the Peacemaker, and you still say, "Oh, if I criticize that scene, that I can't accept things, and I'm entitled."
No, it's not that you criticize it. It's the way you quit it with the way in which you criticize, my friend.
Yeah.
Your rant can't. Don't take this personal, but like after watching your rant, I felt like you were kind of being a little bit entitled, and I'm like, bro, like.
I was getting.
And I know that's what you're pissed off about because I basically called you that last night. Like
I wasn't even getting annoyed.
Dude,
I wasn't even getting annoyed with the episode. I was getting annoyed with you can't even criticize it.
No,
anymore.
with the discourse you were getting annoyed with. I understand that.
Like, the discourse surrounding it with my friends. Yes.
Cavill. I like Cavill, but he's always been known to be a hard negotiator. He always has influence on the stuff he's in.
No, I don't project. I am serious. Don't project your shitty standards onto me.
I'm just saying
what shitty standards though. That's what I'm confused about. Like what? Like I'm so confused about what you're trying to say.
Are you saying I have shitty standards, bruh?
What the heck? Accept anything and be happy about it.
That's not true though.
What? Are you saying I'm simple?
No, for the Justice League. I mean, this is after 5 years.
Listen, I'm not going to speak for Brian, but Brian's been super critical of DC.
Yeah,
like he doesn't take it, just take it. Like
no, dude, I kind of hold him to the fire more than some of you guys do. I'm just saying, like. This was something positive, and the only thing I saw yesterday, people who didn't even watch it,
I was
flat out refused, complaining about something that they had nothing to know about. We gave Mecha Random so much shit about that. Remember when she didn't watch Black Panther and all that stuff? So it's like, I don't know, man. We gotta keep people to the same standard, right?
We're not turning on Max, Andrew.
No, it's fine. We're having a good time here.
No, I'm having fun. I gave a hot take and I went for sleep and I was sleeping good when Jarbo called me.
You bring the heat and you miss your own debate.
Yeah, because it's like a release. It's like my therapy, and then I took a nap. But I meant what I said though. I'm like that's what's frustrating to me, that I can't even criticize it without people saying, "Oh, you're just an entitled fan. Why can't you enjoy anything?" There's so many issues with this. There are. I'm not hating it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I'm just annoyed that this is what gets everyone hyped. I'm not trying to.
So are you upset? I'm not trying. Are you upset that people are happy and okay with this, or what?
I want you to be happy. It's just don't project what you're happy with onto me and call me a hater for it. When we get this, and I didn't mean this. I really didn't mean to spoil Ghostbusters Afterlife, but if I can, spoiler warning for Ghostbusters Afterlife, if I can show it here, why, if this is happening with anything else, Marvel, we have Star Wars, we have Ghostbusters, they are treating characters with respect that the actors don't even hear anymore. We get 3 Spider-Man. We don't just get 1 Superman that's a shadowy CG bullshit.
Yeah, but at least you got something.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
God dang, man. Like,
Skywalker, you feel me? I need help.
Yo, I hear you wholeheartedly, man.
Like,
I don't understand.
I'm not mad that people like it, but don't call me a hater for being critical.
Yo, do you want to know what I find funny out of this entire situation? Right? Yeah. Like, from 2017 on, all I got told from everybody around any corner, right, was that the DCEU was trash. Zack Snyder's vision was garbage, right? Like, just, all these things. And we had to put up with this stuff for all these years. And now as soon as somebody doesn't like Peacemaker and how certain characters were portrayed, then
You're
it's like, oh my God, you guys are like attacking us, and you know, it's really crazy. Like,
I like Peacemaker.
I like
Peacemaker. But can I ask a question though?
Just even with
continue,
it being
Matt.
like these like half-assed cameos that, you know, like, there has to be some kind of standard, right? If Marvel fans can be getting all of these things and all of these other fandoms can be getting service, like, to say that, to just, you know, we're supposed to just put up with whatever they give us, I think, like, with that kind of mindset, we would have never like gotten the Snyder Cut released or anything like that, and you know, and we would have never been able to affect any like real change. So like, it's gonna take people like Max saying like, hey, this is unacceptable, that I actually liked the show, but this is like all this disconnected, we can't even get full cameos set up. Like, it's gonna take people like that saying that and voicing that to really get something done. That's how you move mountains. People have to like be able to voice their concerns.
I'm not saying it's a dumpster fire. I can't stand even being critical, and then people, my friends telling me why I don't like it. Oh, you're just a bro, or you just hate you just want to be dour and dark, or you just want this and that. No, I can be critical of it.
I have a question though.
Based on
have you been happy with
on.
anything? Have you been happy with anything DC's put out since Batman versus Superman?
Yeah, see, and here's the thing, right?
Go ahead. Oh, go.
Oh, were you asking me or?
I'm just asking. I'm asking both of you guys actually.
Yes, there have been certain projects that I have enjoyed to a certain degree. Absolutely, right? Like, I liked Aquaman for what it was. I own it on 4K, and that's what gives me the right to voice my opinion, because I spend my money on these things, right? Like, I am an HBO Max subscriber, so if I see something on there that I'm not really rocking with, or if I feel like isn't up to a certain standard, then I can voice that, right? Because I'm a paying customer. Like, I buy these products. So, I mean, that's what Yelp is for, right? Like, that's, you know, like,
as long as you don't go toxic, right? I mean, I'm telling people why I don't like it, and they all project all this stuff onto me, like, you don't like it because this. No, I don't. I think the jokes are funny, but it's not for everyone, and it gets stale, that type of humor.
That's the problem. That's the problem. People all look at the jokes. Yeah. That's the problem. That's the jokes. Everything to look at the jokes.
You were rocking toxic positivity for weeks about this, and then this happens, and then you immediately go negative with it, and it's like, nah, just admit it. Just admit it. Like, you want what you want, and you've been open about that, but you also don't understand like the business side of things. Like, you're coming at this from an emotional level, and that's not going to do anything because it's not business.
I don't like the criticism of critics to the point where consumer cannot. This is a problem industry wide, that consumer cannot ask for a conclusion to their stories. Or
no one is talking about that.
You can ask, but whether or not you get that is shouting into the void.
No, if we can't as consumers say
fans are not entitled to anything.
That we deserve that you deserve.
Fans are not entitled to anything.
If you buy a book, you don't deserve the ending, or if you buy a video game, you don't deserve the ending.
Not if the writer dies before it comes out.
This is the problem with the industry. They start everything and they never finish anything. And that's industry wide. That's not just WB.
But you see though, Max, the problem with that though is that is a systemic problem that is we're talking like multiple decades old. Decades old. The thing is, though, you have to look at it as realistically as humanly possible. Like, I understand that the Snyder Cut movement has been vocal since 2017. I was right there with them. But the reality of the movie coming out was more about HBO Max and competing with Disney and Netflix than literally anything else. Because if it was about coming out and being able to like make that big push, it would have gone theatrical. They would have released it theatrically, but they did it for HBO Max to push subscription numbers. That's it. They admitted as soon as it was out, it's a cul-de-sac, it's done, it's over with. The entire last year has been backing that up constantly. The only lingering thread at this point.
Look at this at Spherical Man. Why do you guys treat yourselves like this? This is why I say simps. We don't deserve.
It's not being a simp, though. It's being
deserve
practical.
a conclusion.
Yo, hold on.
Yeah.
You know what's like really funny about this whole thing, right? Is that we want to talk about what people deserve and or not deserve, right? All of what Matt Jarbo just said is absolutely right, right? Like, you know, the whole Warner Brothers regime has been very adamantly anti Zack Snyder, even to the point where, you know, they actively try to, you know, do everything that they could to get people to not really watch it or to kind of, you know, dull the numbers per se, right? But still, it came out. We got that done. However, it happened, right? And not only did we do all of the legwork that made that possible, but we showed that there is an absolute demand there, and there is a financial gain, a huge one that could be made, right?
Well, let me ask you this.
From Surgeon Bubble.
Okay.
Hold on. So it is not about what you deserve. It is about what you have the leverage to negotiate. And what we showed is that we have tremendous leverage.
Yeah,
all these other, you know, look like,
No,
and
they don't. Fans don't.
Huh?
Fans don't.
Well, no,
No.
the particular group of fans you're talking about are gone.
I can understand that, but we gotta look. I don't know where you guys were, but I know that we got a multi-billion-dollar company to do something that they absolutely did not want to do, and showed that they didn't want to do. If it hadn't been for Warner Brothers getting bought by AT&T, we would have never gotten the Snyder Cut. But it happened, and we showed that there is an absolute value there. So the fans do have tremendous leverage. We showed that. So, you know, and I think that this is all going to be a moot point because Zach's going to come back for more, man. Like, the writing is on the wall. All these people that made these damn decisions are gone. We see
that's not true. That's not true.
Not all of them.
That's not true.
Yo, their bosses just got fired. Do we not know how this is going to work?
No, their bosses. Okay, their bosses' jobs were made redundant. There's a difference. No, it's not like that, man. It's not like that.
Okay.
It's not like that. Okay, Keelar was brought in to head up Warner Media. All right,
Okay.
Warner Media was merged or was created under AT&T's buyout. We know this. Okay, so when John Stanky decided to merge to sell that off to Discovery and to bring in Zaslav, then you replace the head of the snake. It's not getting rid of it.
I have one question for you. I have one question for you. Do you think that Toby Emmerich is going to survive two mergers?
Yes.
He does.
Yes,
like,
100% yes.
Okay.
Okay.
100% yes.
Okay, absolutely. Well, look, see, and like I come from and this is why I don't like this kind of stuff, because I'd be like, yo, like I like there to be like some stakes, yo, we want to bet some money, like something, like, yo, I just don't understand like how this can be like so misconstrued, right? Like, you know,
well, because you have to ask yourself what exactly. Okay, so Warner Brothers is like, okay, so DC is not a monolith. All right, like Warner Brothers Picture Group, you could argue is one of the pillars of Hollywood, and there's a lot of elements that go into that. It's not just DC, and a lot of these fans, they don't get that, or they just willfully choose to ignore it. That's the whole difference here.
No, I'm not ignoring that, but if you look at what David Zaslav has said, he's going to be taking a big interest in their biggest IP. Like, yo, he's going to move to the Warner Brothers lot. Like, he's like, what are we like?
Because he's merging in his business. Look, dude, you got to look at it like this. You got to look at what's coming in.
What is Warner Brothers' biggest IP?
Their biggest IP is either Harry Potter or Game of Thrones. It's not DC. It's not DC.
But that is the problem, because DC should be. They're losing money. These projects have been flopping left and right.
They have.
Peacemaker's not a flop though.
No. I'm talking about theatrically.
Yeah.
From Birds of Prey, like, yo, we've had a lot of these movies have not done what they're supposed to. They've been underperforming.
But the reason why they underperform, it has a lot to do with the fact that there has been uncertainty with the world building. All right, and that is a problem structurally with the company.
That's why
And
Max
so,
was
but
saying we need to
what
get
they're
this
doing
stuff
now.
too.
But if you look at what happened with Peacemaker, Peacemaker showed that the world is connected, because we were under the impression
that one is
that
Batman connected to Peacemaker. Is Black Adam connected to Peacemaker?
Yes, Black Adam's gonna be
Yes.
connected.
Supposedly yes.
No,
Supposedly
it's
yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Hardcore is supposed to be
yeah.
Okay.
Black Adam.
Like, I mean, dude, they're connecting everything together now. They showed this together. Is it what I want personally? No, I want there to be I want the Snyder Cut to be the standard and to move forward. But now that's not the case. We know that that's going to be its own pocket universe, which is probably never going to be talked about again because Zack is not coming back. You guys have to realize that. He's not coming back.
But that's
Matt,
not even
I will bet Matt Jarbo whatever amount of money he wants to bet.
Why would he come back? Why do you want him to come back to an abusive company?
Because look, he obviously wants to come back.
Does he, or is he just saying that to be nice? Let me ask you this.
You think that he's just doing that to be nice, Jarbo?
Yes, I do, because the one thing Zack said is that he said he will never say no to a paying customer. He will never say no to a paying customer, which means he will never tell you the absolute truth. You could go up to Zack and go, would you want to make a Barbie movie? And he'd be like, I could have an idea for that. Sure, because he's not against telling stories. It is happening, and it sounds terrible. But the idea here, though, is that you can ask Zack to literally do whatever, and he'll say, yeah, he wants to do it. Because that is the kind of person he's a filmmaker. He's a storyteller. He wants to tell stories. But let me just put it like this, and then I do have to go. Is why would you ask a person who is now in a place where he gets almost a blank check to do whatever vanity project he wants with almost no corporate oversight to be able to make the movies and stories he wants to make without anyone coming in and telling him what to do? Why would you ever think he would go back? And under any circumstances,
those people are about to be gone. And he's going to get that exact thing.
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee.
You guys can say that this merger is not going to change anything.
It's a merger. Board versus majority control.
Absolutely is.
There's no guarantee that the people coming in are going to be any better. It could be worse. They could be
no
worse.
guarantee that
he's talking about
on him. He can make his own decisions to grow. Just because he had some shitty stuff happen to him doesn't mean he's not a.
I think people
grown up.
But no one's saying
for 2
that.
years. Why is his
don't let him go into an abusive
2 years?
relationship? No one wants to go to an abusive relationship. Obviously.
Look, you had Ray Fisher today coming out and calling Warner Brothers racist again.
Well, I don't. Listen,
right? Like you had that happen again today. And Zack
Skywalker says cool.
Ray are so no, let him do it. I don't care if he does it or not. Let him do it. Call it out. Fine. But you got to look at it from the optics perspective, man.
Yeah, it's going to look even better when they bring him back in.
They're not going to bring him back in.
Okay,
they're not going to bring him back in, man. Look, Hamada was brought in to mitigate budgets, all right, to manage
Hamada's about to be gone.
He's not going to be gone, dude. It's the Batman crosses the bill.
There's no guarantee of that.
Batman crosses the bill. He's not going to be gone, dude.
Okay, first of all, it's highly likely that it doesn't get that high. But let's just say that it does, right? First of all, it is a Batman IP, right? Like that is one of the biggest. But is that going to change the fact that he had multiple, you know what I'm saying, like flops leading up to this and has caused all this negativity? And
to be fair, hold on.
The first movie, it was under made $1 billion. It got praised. Another one was a Joker. They won an Oscar and won $1 billion. The most profitable.
So that he gets, and he gets to argue.
Those are two accolades right there. And every movie, ever since he weren't
even in on that movie, Eddie.
Has had critical praise.
So hold on.
General audience do like these movies.
So what you're saying essentially is that he can't take credit for successes, but he has to take credit for failure.
No, not for Joker. Not for Joker. Because they didn't even want to make that movie. That's why they didn't even get that much of the profits from it. What are we talking about? We all know that this stuff happened. I live in LA. What are we guys talking about? Like,
well, no, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you about the financial aspect of Joker.
And then we're just going to No, Joker was a fantastic movie and it made a bunch of money. But guess what? That's even more of a negative because they didn't want to go all in on that movie.
And they were proven wrong, which is why they want to move forward with the sequel.
Exactly. So why would that not be a negative?
Because that started before Hamada.
Along with the $100 million that Suicide Squad just lost.
Well, Suicide Squad probably made it up at home video sales. It was #1 of the charts for a while. Never mind PVOD. Or I'm telling you, man, like I don't know the exact numbers.
Peacemaker's #1 show in the world. So there you go.
And it did lead, and it did lead to
this show ain't even bigger than Euphoria.
Here's the thing, man. You look at the success of Peacemaker, and then you apply it to what it's going to be in regards to raising the profile of the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
So there's a lot there. There's a lot there that's going into this stuff.
The movie flopped, bro. The movie. What made me outside of, I think, was it Godzilla v Kong? Pretty much all Warner day and date releases in 2021 flopped financially on that front. Not like that.
However,
can you literally out of your lips say the Suicide Squad flopped, please?
No, it did not. It did not perform. Absolutely.
Can you say the movie flopped? Can you say the movie flopped?
I don't believe that is a fair statement to make given the circumstances.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
I don't believe it's a fair statement to make. I don't think that's a fair statement for any film released day and date in 2020 and 2021.
Because
the circumstances are not.
So why did Dune make more? Why did Dune make more money, even though it's a sci-fi movie coming off of a
Because Dune is the type of movie that Dune is the type of movie you have to look at when it was released during peak of the Delta variant as well. You have to also look and see when exactly Dune was the kind of movie that demanded to be seen on a big screen. Most of Dune's business was IMAX screens. It was a premium movie that people wanted to see on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah, and if the Suicide Squad would have had that amount of buzz. And
it's also real quick though, the first Suicide Squad
YouTube trailer views. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
The first Suicide Squad was not liked by general audiences. It also had that reputation to go up against.
Yo, the movie made
it made a lot of money.
Here's the thing.
If you look at the general reception of the general audience, it was not positive.
It didn't do well with critics.
It didn't do well with general audience in terms of fan feedback either.
Oh, okay. All right. So
that's true.
Never mind. Because we're just good. We're like, I just don't live in that. See, and here's the thing about the thing that really, really bothers me, right? And it started for me when I saw BVS. That was the inception of this entire thing. I saw it at the TCL Chinese Theater, the biggest one in Southern California. It fits 1,000 people in there, right? And pretty much was getting I was watching BVS getting big pops in terms of to certain moments and everything. Gets a standing ovation at the end of the movie, right? I'm walking out, I'm asking the ushers hey, how's the reception been? Yo, everybody's loving it. Woo, woo, woo. And then I go online and I see how everybody just is trashing this movie. So here's the thing, right? Now, I understand that, a lot of these arguments surrounding these DC projects just really comes down to this whole Snyderverse versus everything else, pretty much. If you want to know how to really shut all this up and to really have us all chill out, you know what I'm saying? We're good. Just give us what we want in our pocket universe, and all these other projects can live on their own. I have no issue with anybody doing whatever they want to do right now that they're doing this whole multiverse thing. It's all
Where's
good.
the money going to come from?
Huh?
Ask yourself that. Where's the money going to come from?
Well, we showed that we'll spend the money. See, and that's the thing. That movie did tremendous. Zack Snyder's Justice League did tremendous numbers worldwide. So
it sold
we
fewer
showed
copies
that there's
of
money
DVD than Wonder Woman and the Suicide Squad. It sold fewer copies.
We can talk about, the HBO Max numbers or the Samba TV or whatever. In every other region, in every other country, this movie was a massive success. But you mean to tell me that, it's already been shown that Warner Brothers was like absolutely willing to sabotage this damn movie and like not share numbers, right? Which funnily, the official numbers like never came out, right? But you know, everything beat it, right? Even the Tina Turner documentary was bigger than Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? But everywhere else in the world, it's number one, except here. Come on now, like we can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, these things have been happening, and it's like, you know, hey, Peacemaker is fine. I don't mind it. But like, yo, Max is absolutely right to be able to say like that these half-hearted cameos and stuff is unacceptable. The Marvel fans do not have to deal with this. There are all and whatever the contract disputes are, like it shouldn't matter. Because we are getting inferior product.
We are.
How is it an inferior product?
It's listen, CW.
I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question.
CW can have Superman and on another show and accomplish that, and the main can't.
I'm just saying, if it's an inferior product, that's your opinion that it's an inferior product. That's not an opinion that a lot of people share. I don't have that opinion.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like,
CW can make cameos happen. All these other properties, that's a direct
comparison. Well, I'm sorry, that's 5 years without
CW, Max.
That's the way that the cookie crumbles, as it were, dude.
Superman and the Justice League on screen.
I'm sorry, dude. If you want change, dude, buy the studio.
Before Superman goes serious.
No,
sorry, man.
How about you just
it's the same people who complain about
very loud,
and then once we get it, it starts.
Dude, they've already heard you, and they gave you what you want, and that's it.
Already, they don't care.
That's it. They're done. They're like moved on. They've said you got what you want, and they're not going to give you nothing.
You're not going to bet me any money, though, Brian. I know you're not going to bet me
on
any money
any of this stuff.
I don't care. I don't care.
I honestly don't care.
I don't care enough to bet money.
I know
I don't care enough to bet money on this, but what I'm saying
because
is like,
all that's going to happen is it's going to get fucking restored, and then everybody's going to come back and be like, okay, yeah, well,
and
you know, I didn't really think it was going to happen.
Skywalker, I'm not even on the restore train right now. I'm just saying restore the Justice League. That's why my video was titled Restore the Justice League. Well, I know you are, Skywalker. I'm saying my video wasn't even about that. My video was like, okay, let me see what you got, and it's still a half-hearted Justice League at the end, and that's what we get for 5 years. And now everyone's like, "Oh, they're connecting. It's a connection." Now they have a plan when the scene.
Hey man, it's like being a fan of the crappiest team in the NFL.
Right?
You still root for them every year when they suck, but I mean, and it's okay to disagree with the front office, but you still buy those tickets.
Okay.
You know, like
I
don't know, man. It just frustrates me. The only thing that pissed me off yesterday, it wasn't the only ones that made me mad were the ones that refused to watch the show, and there were a lot of those people.
No, I said I like the show,
and they crapped on people who enjoyed it.
Yeah, they
that
did.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
See, and this is my thing, right?
I want to ask a serious question. Okay, why do you consider it a success when CW can accomplish a great cameo, and then all these other things? Let me get to my picture. Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Marvel, and Spider-Man. They can all accomplish. They can get multiple actors.
TV show.
Why are we comparing? Why are we comparing?
Because it's not just this instance. It's
Max,
5 years of this bullshit.
Then take it up with Greg Berlanti, man.
CW's TV. It's easier to do it. It's easier to
Is it Peacemaker TV show?
All these excuses.
But CW's a 20 episodes.
Literally nobody expected
That's my
any
issue.
hero show. The fact that they even got anything at all is a miracle.
Okay, I shoot your wad on a TV show and not put it on the big screen. It makes no sense to me.
Max, it took about 7 or 8 years for Ezra Miller to appear in that crossover.
And that's a failure, regardless of what circumstances.
How can you not do those crossovers on the big screen, dude? Wasted potential.
Listen, regardless of all the other
Marvel
arguments,
wouldn't do that.
If you want to bring Justice League as a cameo, it has to be, I can only pick this person because of this reason, this person because of this reason, this person because of this reason.
The general audience doesn't give a damn.
Yes,
they're gonna.
Did
you see the reactions to the finale?
They don't.
Did you see the reactions from the normies?
They loved it.
Huge.
Okay.
No, they don't, Will. Trust me.
They don't care. They know what that means. They know what it means.
This
Thank
means
you,
nothing
Max.
to you. All
Thank
this,
you. Thank you,
all
Max.
these three
Thank you.
instances. This isn't just
And the
this
fact
is
that the fact that it shows they still care about Superman as a character,
he
They
still
don't care.
does. He still exists.
I care about Superman.
That shows they don't
They
care.
don't care if you're gonna have him deliver a tray in a school with his neck
Oh
down.
my! Then take it
or
up with Henry Cavill. He didn't want to do it.
Why are we
Yeah.
blaming the talent?
I don't
Because
care
you didn't. Because you
about
didn't
why
do
he-
it.
Yo,
Why are we
they
blaming
could've worked
anyone?
out.
Why
They-
blaming the talent?
Yo, if
What is so hard to
LeBron
understand?
leaves
He
the
said
Lakers,
no. He didn't want to
I
do
don't
it.
care what
Scarlett
happens.
Johansson, where she's disputing what's happening to her contract. No, you
Because you
support
can blame
them.
talent for
But
some
if it's
stuff, man.
but if it's WB and DC, you instantly blame the talent and the fans.
Because we know this is public information that
Max,
we
you have
know
to-
about.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't like us theorizing
It
about
only
something to blame it. We
it's
know
not one-
this.
Okay,
We know this
It's
stuff.
public information, right? So when did
so I
when
should be
did
able to
agent-
criticize it without saying I'm being unreasonable.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are being unreasonable.
No, look at this.
Thank
This
you,
isn't
Max.
this isn't
Thank you,
good.
No,
Superman.
Max, the
Keep
way
that
you
up
were
there, Max.
criticizing is
Keep it up
being
there.
unreasonable. God damn it.
It's fine. I'm not even mad. I'm
You do
more
what you
annoyed.
usually do.
I'm annoyed about that I can't be critical without
You
without
can
giving
be
me the
critical,
reasons.
but don't call people DC simps. Don't be
But-
going in on the way you did. It's not you can't criticize. It's the way you criticize. That's the thing.
Look, but they're
You
okay.
call me entitled, petulant children all the time.
Thank
I
you.
can't be. I can't
Because
be
you
happy.
are a spade's a spade
No,
sometimes.
No,
Okay,
If you,
you're
if you, if that's where my response is. You call me a child because I won't accept the crumbs that you give me. with this bullshit,
How would you describe the
then
way
I'm
that you
calling
acted
you a
in that
simp.
video?
Hey man,
That's my
one
response.
person's
I'm calling you a
crumbs
simp.
can be a meal to an entire person.
Exactly. So that
I was
who
filled
gave-
yesterday
Okay, so to be
with
I
fair,
just
DC
don't want
happiness.
crumbs.
who gave the criticism first? You did. You said you're entitled. You're a child.
Yes, I
that
did.
You can't just be happy about
Yes,
the CG.
I said,
shadowy
you know what?
bullshit.
Because I was having a good time
No,
and you were
that's
crapping
where-
on my happiness, Max. That was what was going on. You know what? You want to
Yo.
get down to the brass tacks of the situation?
Yeah, I'm happy.
I
you
was
like
having
it.
a good time,
Yeah.
dude. I was having a good time.
Good.
Okay, and if
I'm
you'd have
just-
watched it yesterday and had this response, I probably would have came across at you just like this.
Okay.
You're crapping on people's good times by saying
not-
that.
I'm just
not-
saying, a lot of people are acting ungrateful about this. To be honest, like this is
Ungrateful.
Ungrateful is another way of saying entitled, Eddie.
Yo,
Yeah.
What does this
Get a
mean?
thesaurus.
James Gunn did not have to do that.
Superman is
And
still
James
the
Gunn did not
exact
have to
same
do that.
position.
James Gunn did
Max,
not
did
have
you
to do
hear
that.
that? We should be grateful, Max.
James Gunn did not have to do that. The fact that it threw in the Justice League to show that they're still around,
the
and
only
showing
wish
that,
you
the,
had
that the
something.
universe is still connected. That's what you guys were
God.
bitching about
Okay,
the whole
do you
time.
guys remember
Oh,
living
we
in the
want
90s?
connectivity, and
Did
once
anybody
you get
live in the 90s?
connectivity,
Ooh.
then you start bitching about it.
Oh god.
Who?
All these
It's not.
Snyder fans. All these
Peacemaker
Snyder
is
fans.
not connected to the Snyderverse.
Yeah,
That's why
there's
we
no
don't
such
care.
thing as a Snyderverse. That's the DCEU. Stop
Yeah,
saying the
yo.
Snyderverse. That shit's not real.
There's no
There
the
is.
Snyder-
still
the
Bro,
Snyderverse
there's
is
a
on
one verse,
Netflix.
there's
The
a
Snyderverse is
reverse,
Netflix.
There's all types of verses.
I'm sorry,
What
the
are we
Snyderverse
talking
is
about?
not
Snyderverse
real.
owns
The
the
Snyderverse is not. The
Snyderverse.
only thing that's
Snyderverse
not
Okay.
is
canon.
Netflix.
DC.
That's
The
what
only
he
thing that's
said.
not
Okay,
canon
yo.
is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everything
How?
else is still interconnected to each other. They still
Oh.
reference the other movies. Some characters that appeared in the early movies appear in the later movies. I'm sorry, but what the fuck?
I have a
Is
question.
a
I have a
Snyderverse? Like,
question.
what the fuck?
I have a question. I have a question,
Yeah,
right?
it's just
So-
these people
so-
doing some fucking Star Wars / Jedi shit. That's just
I have a
fucking
question,
stupid.
Eddie, I have a question.
calm down,
So,
Eddie, calm down.
which Justice League movie are
WB confirmed that Justice League is canon. So I just haven't seen theatrical
That's
versions.
another-
Zack Snyder Justice League is
right?
not
Wait.
canon. That's it.
So that would mean that since there's two different Justice League movies,
One is a canon.
there would be right. But so Aquaman, right? Is Aquaman part of the Snyderverse, you would say? Is that in the same timeline as Zack Snyder's Justice League?
It can go either way. You can interpret it how you want to. For me, I consider it Snyderverse.
It's part of the DC.
It's part
No,
of the
but
Snyderverse.
it's not.
And
It's
so is
not part of
Justice
the
League, and
Snyderverse.
so is
These
Batman.
Yes,
are
it is.
things all WB.
And so is
What
Man
does
of
it
Steel.
matter?
Because Snyder owns DC.
Yeah,
Zack
Snyder
Snyder's
owns
Justice League
DC.
isn't canon.
No, that's a good question.
How
That's a
can you
great
even
question.
say what's
Hold on,
canon and what's
hold on,
not?
hold
with
on.
so
Stop.
certainty? You
Time
can't.
out.
Because it's all happened. It all
Time out,
happened with this.
Time out.
Yeah.
Does Zack Snyder own DC? Is it the
not
only
the-
one who can
that's
play with
not-
the Justice League?
No, don't play these games with me.
That's not playing the game. I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question.
Answer
No,
the question.
no, he doesn't. Obviously,
Hold on. So Matt Reeves doesn't have his own universe?
But
making a
still
Batman
owns it.
movie.
You're saying,
He doesn't
with saying
own it.
such
DC
certain-
still owns
He doesn't own
it.
Batman.
With saying such certainty that certain things are canon and certain things are not is a bullshit argument too. And then it's a headache that WB has created for itself. What do you mean this isn't canon anymore? What this is? It's all ridiculous because all the actors are from
Max,
the
do
DCU.
you, okay,
Who
hold on.
the actors have a contract with?
Pause. Do you realize how fucking insane this is that you're getting this upset over a cameo? Do you realize how pathetic this is?
I'm not upset
that
over
people
a
are
cameo.
acting this insane over a cameo.
I'm upset.
I had a nice
I'm
bike
upset
ride
that
on
my
the
friends
beach. I'm
criticize
chilling.
me and say this is why you don't like it instead I'm telling people why I don't like certain things and they say you don't like it because of this or you're unreasonable. That's not fair. That's what I'm upset about. I'm not upset that they tried to do it. I'm not upset that James Gunn threw this in there. I don't care. It's not his fault that they couldn't get the whole Justice League. I'm upset that my friends say you give all these reasons of why you don't like it when you're giving criticisms. And that's where, and I also heard, RJ, you say, oh, the Snyder fans keep saying they're victims. Like, this is why we get annoyed. You don't listen to our words.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you know what? A lot of
It's not that we don't
fans
listen.
act
I've
like
heard them
victims.
1,000 times.
We've
dude.
heard
It's
this
cool.
1,000. How much more do we need to hear about this?
I get it,
But
man.
you guys clearly haven't because I brought up
tell me
several
again, then?
positions that you guys have been trying to say.
I know
we've
the
been
story
wrong.
of how the
for a
Snyder
long
cut
time, and we've been
came to
listening to
be,
this
man.
many times.
Huh?
Snyder.
I know how the Snyder cut came to be. I've heard that story a bunch of times. I understand that. But after the movie came out, would you agree that times have changed and things are different?
Yeah, it's actually more likely that
I don't think so, man.
not.
Because
No,
have you been paying
Okay.
attention to what's been going on, like within whatever you'd call the fandom? That was so vocal
absolutely.
before, coming
Absolutely.
through a year later now.
Huh?
I don't
This,
think
by the way,
it.
this same
I don't think it
mentality
has
can be
anywhere
applied
near
to
as
Zack
much
Snyder.
I have
You
a
cannot
question.
even dare to
Is
criticize or
what-
have a conversation about it
I
without
have a
turning
question.
into
Yeah,
a war
go ahead.
either.
Okay, so we know that David Zaslav met with Christopher Nolan, who WB also lost, which is also a negative on Toby Emmerich.
Well, no, I
Right.
understand that.
All right, so is it like out of the realm of possibility?
No, I'm not saying that it's
Hold
not
on, hold
possible
on,
for
hold
Zach
on,
to come
hold
back.
on, hold
Okay,
on. I haven't
go ahead.
gotten
go
my
ahead.
question
Sorry.
out. Is it out of the realm of possibility that David Zaslav spoke to the director that possibly could have given Warner Brothers its biggest hit of last year? Would that be something that would be out of the realm of possibility?
Well, I'm not. That's totally within the realm of possibility that David
Okay,
Zaslav
so
spoke to Zack Snyder. But does
yeah,
that mean
so
anything?
and if he was concentrating on mending relationships with a lot of these talents, right? Which was also a quote of his, right?
I
Now, is
understand.
that huh?
I'm following you. Go ahead.
So when we say that all of the stars seem to be aligning, that we're about to get what we've been asking for, and that we've shown can be a financial boon for this company at a time when they've been losing money on projects, right? Just across the board. Matrix was a whole nother one. That's not on Walter Hamada, right? But that was another $100 million flop.
But
For-
I'm gonna stop you. I fundamentally disagree with you, just for the sheer fact that just go back to 2017, dude. It was public. The general audience hated it. There's a reason
What?
why they
hated what?
They hated Batman versus Superman. They hated Man of
That's
Steel.
not true.
That
Yes,
is
they
true.
Yes, it
did.
is.
There's a reason why they stopped making them.
I like them, but there was.
I didn't like them, dude.
That's the reason why WB.
I'm telling you right now,
Okay, hold
it was
on.
in vogue.
did not
Crap
like
on
First
them,
of
man.
all,
I'm just
First
saying.
of all,
Okay.
they cut 30 minutes out of
The general
the
audience
movie.
doesn't care.
Hold
The
on,
general
hold
audience
on.
doesn't give a crap
not
about
like
that.
it either
It's all
way.
about
They're the
the
ones
general
that go.
audience. If you think
What do you mean the general audience didn't care when it was the biggest selling Blu-ray of that year?
Fans
BBS
love
had
it.
a sec,
What can I
had the
tell
biggest
you?
drop
Okay,
ever in
To go
film
with that
history.
line of
Yeah.
thought, what does the general audience think of the Snyder Cut reception then? They like.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Oh
Because
my
Beating Cow is terrible.
Yeah. Look, hey.
BBS
cool.
was mocked. That's why
It's
the
cool.
Martha meme existed, because General Audience made fun of that movie.
It's fine. Shifty, you can say that it was a laughing stock.
It
Warner
was.
It
Brothers
was.
Hold on. First of all, that movie made them a lot of money.
No, it didn't.
Right?
No, it didn't. Not their expectations. What they wanted. No.
First of all, they cut the China run short, which is why it didn't hit that bill. Even the late great John Schnepp even said they cut $200 to $250 million from their potential gain by cutting that 30 minutes out of that movie.
Time to film has nothing to do with it.
Tickets
already
Right,
sold.
and no, all right. Well, it was at the time the damn director's cut came out before the like. What are we talking about? It came out immediately.
Came out like
I'm just
Okay,
saying,
so-
nobody buys the director's cut.
Okay,
when they're at the
pause
theater.
it. So,
Wait, the director's cut came out in mid-June of 2016 when the movie came out at the end of March. So it wasn't immediately, but
Jarbo, come on.
It did. I remember it came
It's
out.
still months after.
When did they announce that the director's cut was coming out?
like right after the movie came out.
Thank you. Because they knew what they did. That's why they had said that. And it was the biggest Blu-ray of the entire year, right? And then Justice League, right? We all know what happened with that. So the reception to Justice League does not matter whatsoever. And the reception to Zack Snyder's
That's not true, Droga. That's not even true either.
Justice League has been a
general audience matters more than
the general audience. The general audience doesn't care what corporate logos in front of any movie. They just go
general
see
audience.
the movie.
General
They go
audience
pay to
means
see it.
general audience it means more than the hardcore audience.
Yeah, which is exactly why Zach just won them back, and which is why we're gonna get what we've been asking for.
But the general audience doesn't care.
I don't
They don't care about the Snyder
I
stuff or
appreciate
the.
your passion,
How can you say that when it was a global
Because they
phenomenon?
know. I see. I
they just
I-
want
I
to
see-
see the Batman movie.
I see a lot of people on Twitter that don't care about it. They just care about seeing superheroes
Batman,
on screen.
Superman.
Yeah, Batman.
screen.
Okay,
They
They
don't care who
care.
it
all
is.
right. So what? Batman. All right. So if we're gonna go by that logic, right? Batman should make more than all of Zack Snyder's other projects, right?
Oh, we'll see.
It's about individual expectations for each individual movie. That's the thing.
Oh,
You judge
yeah,
each
that
movie
was
at
my
an
expectation.
individual standpoint. That's the whole
Yeah.
point. The internal,
Yeah.
what the executives wanted for BVS was $1 billion. It did not make that or match that. That's
Yeah,
their fault. That's
because
their fault. It's their
They
fault.
pulled
I
it
agree.
out of China,
I
and
agree. It's
on
their
top
fault.
of that,
It's their
and
fault.
on
but
top
it
of
still
that,
didn't meet
if they weren't
expectations.
pressing for this DC Marvel crossover, which they're clearly pressing for now. Look, you just saw James Gunn sitting there talking about, oh yeah, we're shooting scenes to one another now, right? Right? They're shooting scenes
Are
to
you
one another
saying?
now,
Are
right?
you saying that they are trying to create a Marvel and DC crossover?
I believe that that's why Zack Snyder got pushed out.
That makes no
There's
sense.
been this.
That makes no sense.
Okay, well, why is James Gunn sitting? All right, so why is it 2022 and
All
now
right,
we're talking about
Droga's getting
James
timed out
Gunn?
because he's starting to do personal attacks against other
Oh
people
wait,
in the chat.
where? Let me see. I didn't see. I apologize.
He's insulting someone's person, like face and stuff. That's not cool.
Droga. Oh yeah, Droga. Don't. I'm giving you. Well, okay. I'll time him out. That's fine. Droga, please don't do personal attacks.
How about
Come
everybody
back to me,
just take a
calm.
5-minute break? Let's all calm down. How's everybody doing today, man? Everybody have a good day?
Yeah. Droga,
Like,
please don't attack
seriously.
people. Yeah.
Everybody, let's calm down. For
Well,
a minute.
yes,
Like-
Cass.
Who's
Skywalker
upset?
is feel free your opinion. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah,
point of
Cass
view.
Graphics
Yeah.
literally
It's
works
cool.
for Marvel. He literally works for Marvel. You know that, right? Cass Graphics works for Marvel.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy. It's been a
Well,
conspiracy.
I
It's a
don't.
ridiculous one
I'm
to
not.
do.
Where's the super chat?
Skywalker,
Okay.
I appreciate you being here, and you're outnumbered, but I don't.
sorry, man.
I don't
I'm
go
not,
with
like-
I don't go with the speculation about that they're going to do a crossover, and that's why Gunn's there. I just think they want the Marvel money. You know, when he gets it. Yeah.
No, I think that this has been a long term. With this whole thing with Kevin Feige and Jeff Johns, there's like, I don't just say these things, right? Like, I have been watching these things happen throughout all these years, and it has been a slow, meticulous thing. And now we're starting to see more and more. And I do believe that, like this is why we're getting some of these things happening, and that's fine.
Well,
right?
here's the thing, though. Wouldn't a much simpler explanation just be that perhaps Zack's movies didn't perform the way they wanted to, versus them pushing them out in interest of doing a collaboration with Marvel?
Seems a little more practical.
That seems a lot more practical.
And for how
a
they
lot more
recepted
plausible.
as well. Lots of people did not like his vision at all, or his tone.
Okay, so
kind of sees what we're seeing unfold, but I mean, I could be wrong.
All right. Well, hey, if you guys are right, then I should be proven wrong, and it should never come back. But like I said before,
I'm not saying never. I'm just saying currently, dude, we're not getting anything, and until we actually hear something, we're just kind of shouting into the wind. So,
well, I'm holding out hope to Skywalker, but my main issue is, okay, do your own thing, do it better, show me what you got, and what I've seen, I had no issue with the Peacemaker series, but this is still the same bullshit. It's still the same bullshit over 5 years. Still the same, excuses for the studio, attacking the talent. That just because
attacking the fans.
Well, some fans are toxic. I will admit that. So
I'm saying like now, even the people like yourself who've been saying, hey, like I actually like the show. I just kind of think that they should be doing better. Right now, all of a sudden they're entitled.
There are some entitled fans out there. Not everyone didn't like the show's entitled.
Oh, my StreamYard froze up. What the hell? Okay.
There are some people out there who have literally attacked people just for liking the finale.
But
that's not right.
We're all this is always going down to now, like, oh, just to be happy with you're entitled. You should expect. You can't
because
expect
some
anything.
people are entitled.
We have all the other industry, all the other Marvel treats its talent with respect.
Hold on. For the longest time, DC fans hated being compared to Marvel. Now all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Why can't we be more like Marvel?"
Because it fits their narrative.
I'm talking about the respect.
Everyone else. That's why.
Last 5 years, everyone's complaining that they didn't want to be Marvel. Now they want to be Marvel.
You're not listening to my words again. I'm talking about respecting the talent.
I'll see you guys later. Love you.
Okay,
later, Brian.
Yeah.
Take it easy, man.
The talent seems fine right now. The talent doesn't. They're still working.
The talent doesn't want to be involved. Ben's gone. He doesn't want to do this
Henry Cavill wants to. You're using one example. Henry Cavill wants to be involved.
Okay,
and he's filming stuff.
Okay,
his schedule's not cleared up yet. If his schedule gets cleared up yet, and his agent Danny Garcia would be a better negotiator and work with them, he would have been in some.
You're assuming a lot of things. You're assuming a lot of things.
Can I ask you guys about
that? You're assuming it's Danny Garcia's fault. Where did you hear that? Where's your proof? Where's your facts there?
I'm sure I can find some articles. I'm sure there's literally an article from Deadline a little bit ago about the negotiations stalling to get him to cameo in movies.
And you know for a fact that that's Danny Garcia's fault, not WB.
The article mentioned Danny Garcia being part of that, Max. Yes,
but did it say it was her fault in the article? Where are you getting these? Where are you getting this info?
It was in Deadline. I'm pretty sure.
That said what? What about Danny Garcia?
It mentioned that Danny Garcia was negotiating for Henry Cavill to get more cameos.
And then you ultimately think that's her failure, not WB's.
I think it's partially her failure too. Yes,
WB hasn't been able to accomplish the Superman cameo since Shazam
because Henry said no.
And you're placing because listen, if a contract. if a talent wants to get it and the company that constantly fails, not just in this situation, the context of every situation, that's Henry's fault. Is
there any nuance? Is there any nuance?
Yes, there is nuance.
Hold on. Is there any nuance in this that maybe both parties are responsible in at fault?
That's not what you were saying.
That's shocking. I know that's shocking.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Don't straw man me. That's what you said. You said it was Danny's fault.
I didn't say it was Danny's fault. I'm saying it's possible negotiations got stalled.
Yeah, you're ultimately blaming Henry and Danny for not making a cameo when ultimately this
what
has
happened,
been
Max?
This
what
contract
happened with Shazam?
dispute
Who said no?
Been,
who made the offer to cameo in Shazam?
WB has to make it happen.
Who said no?
Marvel makes it happen. When someone's upset at Marvel, Kevin Feige fixes it. He apologizes.
Not always. Where's Terrence Howard, Max? Where's Edward Norton? Where's Edgar Wright?
That was before the MCU was established.
2015. By
They were
2015,
introducing.
They were established by 2015.
They were introducing
Max.
things
Do you
that
know
was even before,
Max? Do you know how
that
many
was even
movies in the
before Disney
MCU
bought
had
it.
different directors coming on and leaving the project? They had a lot. MCU is not perfect as you're making it out to be.
I don't understand why you guys are blaming the talent. And
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Because we know the talent said
You guys
no.
are creating straw men.
The talent left.
No. You see, all right. I have a question, right? So let's say that like you're dealing with like a sports team and they're having some contract. You know,
give them talent for that.
Yeah, no. And ESPN comes out and says, "Hey, well, we heard that that the athlete is being unreasonable." You guys are just gonna believe that, right? Like, when you have this
talent
corporation that has an interest in that being out there to actually drive the fans to kind of pressure Henry into saying yes. That's exactly how this stuff works. That's exactly how this stuff works.
Again, it's a case by
Everybody
case.
wants to
Sports
act
team,
like,
if sports team get pressured by fans and deciding the talent, those sports teams are not good organizations.
No, but this is the same Warner Brothers that we have seen actively sabotage one of their own projects.
Which project did they sabotage?
You're making a lot of assumptions here, Spherical Man. Who says that they're inept? You are. That's your opinion.
Okay.
It's always the studio. It's not just one instance.
It goes the opposite way, though. Why do you always have to blame the studio, Max?
I'm not.
Hold on.
There's a track record.
I'm just saying we don't know.
It's not just one thing.
But here's the thing, though, Max. You've been making a lot of statements, and you've been demanding proof without providing any of your own. That's a fandom menace tactic. It's a Jeremy Griggs tactic, and you need to stop.
I don't need
because
to stop.
that's what you've been doing.
RJ is the one.
You made a video.
RJ is the one that said Danny can't make the cameo happen. Where are you
Danny
getting that info?
dude. Do you know how
you're actually putting that?
There was
on
an
the
article.
lead
I literally
with
read. There's an
RJ.
article.
Do you know
that
how the process of the contract negotiation works?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm saying RJ is the one that brought that up and said Danny can't make it happen. I'm saying, how the hell do you know that?
If the agent,
you're putting proof on me when he's the one that brought up the subject.
And he's bringing up a Deadline article that's talking about it, and you're just pulling shit out your ass.
And I say,
do I need to fucking Uber you some Kleenex to fucking cry into? Like, or maybe a tampon? I don't know. You're all over the goddamn place tonight.
You're being unfair with me right now.
No, I'm not being unfair, Max.
Yes,
you're literally because you do not want to listen.
I said, where is the proof?
You never want to listen
because of Danny Garcia. Where's that proof?
There's articles.
This was the article. This was the article back in 2020.
And where's the proof that it's her fault that it fell through? Where's the proof of that?
I am saying, again, this is the article I was referring to where it talks about that there's no sequel in the works. He could come back in different ways, yada, yada, yada. But my point being, though, is that,
there's no proof of Danny Garcia messing up the.
I'm saying this was the last time we heard about it.
You came up with the accusation, and then everyone's getting mad at me. That's horrible. You're saying I'm coming up with bullshit fandom menace thing, and that was RJ that did it. This is what I'm talking about.
No,
unfair.
Your videos, you're being critical of a fucking cameo because you're upset that a silhouetted Henry Cavill was there, and then RJ's like, "Look, dude, 2 years ago they were talking about this. It's been an ongoing issue between the client or the actor and the company. Guess who negotiates that?"
Yeah, you're ultimately blaming Danny when it's
agents do have that influence, Matt.
Okay, is this an isolated situation with WB? No, it's not.
Hold on, has Henry Cavill not gone and worked on?
I have a question. What if Henry Cavill is in Black Adam though? Then
that's great, and they work something out, and that'd be great. I hope that's
that would be interesting, and I support that.
Hold on. So she would have been able to make that happen.
Well, that's remember too, that's New Line Cinema. It's not
bullshit. I'm not gonna allow you to call me fandom menace when
you are fandom menace. You are so fandom menace right now.
RJ brought up an accusation, had no proof of that. I called him on it, and you call me.
No, it's not. Dude, RJ is providing you with information that's available, and you are picking and choosing which you want to believe in.
You're cherry picking.
No, I'm not, dude. We've been consistent in our arguments, Max.
You didn't give any substance to the claim that it's because of Danny that it fell through. That's the accusation that RJ
An
made.
agent
Not that they
is
had
the one who
negotiations.
negotiates. Do you not understand this? There's no other person who is legally allowed to negotiate on behalf of Henry Cavill.
And that
there's not another person legally able to negotiate.
I understand that she's negotiating for
So
him.
then
How
who
do
the
you
fuck
say
else
that's
is going to be the one
how do you
that's
jump
not
to
going
the
to come to the
conclusion
table on that one?
that it's not Danny's fault? That's the accusation you made. When it's
I'm saying
consistent
that
with
as an
WB.
agent, if she wanted her client to be in this stuff, then she would have found a way to make it work, because that's what agents do, because she gets her percentage.
Wow, that's a powerful agent considering the history
Do
of
you
WB
not know how
and the
agents work?
failures that WB. Do you
not
know,
understand how? Oh my
do
God!
you not understand? Because you're
Dude,
saying
no, I understand. Max,
there
God,
is
dude.
a track record here of WB failing with everyone's negotiations.
Take
Have,
a
like,
chill. Take a chill,
listen,
Phil.
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's
Time out.
Batman. He's not. He's Batman. He's not. He's
Well,
Batman.
Ben
He's not.
Affleck. Well, Ben did
Henry
say he's
Cavill.
done.
I want to be Superman.
he's done.
And that's
He's done.
that's
Ben Affleck's
immediately
done.
done.
Why are
Ben
you
Affleck's
always
done.
trying to
Why
move
did
the
you come
goalpost
back
to
to
another
people?
part of the
Not
argument?
comparable to Henry Cavill. Ben
This
publicly
isn't just
said
one
he's done,
instance,
and he
this
has
is
his
everyone
head
is
in
done.
the Flash.
Ben Affleck is
Cyborg's
done.
not
Oh,
Cyborg.
Ben said he's
Oh.
done, but then he's back for 2 more projects. Like, come on, man.
I'm
Come
just
on,
saying,
man.
if Ben Affleck's not done, why isn't he in Batgirl? That's a DCU movie, right? So why is he in there?
Why are they eliminating him for going forward?
If that's the case, why isn't he in Batgirl then?
Hey, cool.
You're going to different arguments. The argument is still what
No,
what
dude,
RJ
you've
brought
been
up.
hot. Nah, come on,
No,
man.
what
You've been
argument-
jumping around
there's
all
more
night long.
evidence.
Every time you get backed into a corner, you what if it, you move along to something else, you snake along to something else.
I am arguing the actual argument where you're calling me and
You're
saying
talking
I'm doing something when I didn't
Welcome,
bring up the
Jimbo.
accusation.
Welcome. How are you doing, Jimbo?
I just am like,
You really wanna get on
I
this?
got bored. I just like joined in. I see like 5 seconds of this. I'm just like, yo, what the hell?
Listen,
is
I'm
going on?
not even mad.
Rel,
I'm just annoyed.
I have no, Rel, that's not fair. I have my argument has always been the same. I'm very consistent with my argument. It's not my fault that Max doesn't pay attention. And this is a proven
this is what I'm
fact.
talking about.
Time and time and time again with Max not paying attention.
You're being disrespectful to me.
You were
I know.
earlier over a fucking cameo appearance. You were in tears.
I wasn't in tears. I was.
You were
annoyed.
like, oh,
I was annoyed. I said
where's my Superman?
No.
You know, like, but you didn't ask the question. Where's Cyborg? You didn't ask that question, Max. You don't
I know
care
why Cyborg isn't there. It's Ray Fisher. Yeah, it's Ray Fisher. I know why
he's not Cyborg, dude. He quit. He's not working there no more. But you know, all I'm saying is this, dude. Look, the DC EU is what we see. It's now more connected than it's ever been as a result of this cameo appearance.
Talking about
I have a question.
The Snyder Cut is a cul-de-sac. It is a pocket universe that is going to stay in the Phantom Zone.
That's why
Flash
I love
it. I love it.
And I'll tell you this though, and I'll tell you this, Skywalker, because there's one other factor of this that no one's addressed yet. Okay, we talk about the money. I brought up the money. All right. But the thing is, if you add in the total cost, the estimated cost of the Snyder Cut on top of everything else, the budget for that movie was over $400 million, meaning there's no way it would ever be profitable enough for the studio. And they're not going to risk another investment that's going to cost them another 180 to 250 million because of the budgetary cost of the cast itself. It is not something that they can do at this point in time. And by the time they finally get around to it, everyone's going to be.
Zaslav just said he's going to be spending what did he say, like 20 to 30 billion dollars?
Dude, oh my God. Do you not understand? Like, Discovery is not only going to be Warner Brother content, all right? But we're talking about original content. We're talking about, like, fucking Game of Thrones, maybe some Harry Potter stuff. And the fact that David Zaslav oversees a media conglomerate that does nothing but churn out very cheap content. That is what's going to happen. He's going to budget cut the hell out of it, and they're going to pump and dump content in order to fill their ranks to get up with Netflix. That's
what would that be any different than what Warner Brothers has currently been doing?
As a network, and that's what they're leaning Warner Brothers. It's not like I you guys are so freaking head in the sand.
How would that be different from what Warner Brothers is doing right now?
right now, dude, right now they're still greenlighting content. They're still filming stuff. They're still business as usual.
What do they have greenlit theatrically past this year?
They right now almost everything's up in the air because of the. We're still in the pandemic.
Blue Beetle, Metal Man.
Yeah, Blue Beetle's coming. Flash
Metal
is
Man,
coming.
Wonder Twins, Batgirl's filming right now. Blue
I
Beetle.
will. I will.
And there's Wish vs. Zatanna.
There's still
maybe.
there's DC theatrical films coming out next year. They already know about. They're going to be
And
filming in a
there's
couple months.
Justice League Dark, and J.J. Abrams'
Dude,
Superman.
J.J. Abrams signed that contract years ago and has not produced one single shred of anything.
That's true. I mean, there's been talks.
Come
of
on,
stuff,
man.
nothing,
Like,
but it
come
hasn't
on,
come
man.
to fruition.
Again, but that doesn't negate the fact there's still theatrical DC movies being planned for 2023 and beyond now.
Yeah.
There is nothing on the slate past this year.
That's not true.
No.
Blue Beetle.
No.
Blue Beetle.
They have movies that are greenlit.
We literally have Blue Beetle. It has a release date. It's about to start filming. What are you talking about?
No, what has release date?
Search this shit up.
Shazam
What
has
has
release
release
date.
dates?
They have a lot of stuff planned or in the works.
Tell me.
We just did. What else do I need to say? Blue Beetle,
I said
Metal Man,
release
Wonder
dates.
Twins. You want a release
Shazam
date
has
for
a
Blue Beetle?
The release
Marvel
dates are
have
fluid
release
right
dates
now. What are you talking
past
about? They're
2022?
fluid.
Does Marvel have release dates past 2022?
Release date. Blue Beetle, August 18, 2023. There you go.
How is it release dates for next year?
Shazam, Fury of the
Nothing
Gods.
until
Release
the
date.
24.
Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Release date, June 2nd,
That got pushed back.
2023.
Okay, yeah.
These didn't get pushed back. These are the release dates they have planned for next year.
Shazam did get pushed back.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Here's
Again,
the thing.
I agree with
You
Cal.
guys,
I agree
are
with
jumping
Cal.
to conclusions on this stuff.
You
More
are.
so,
You
no,
said
dude.
you said
We're
once
talking
it
about
went,
like here's
you
release dates,
listen.
here's this. You
Matt,
live in a fucking fantasy world,
No,
Max. You
Matt,
live in a
I
fantasy
didn't
world
even.
at this
I'm not
point.
even arguing and saying that it's going to continue. But you're saying, oh, this thing is going to happen. You're saying all this speculation like it's a fact. Oh, they're going to do pump and dump cheap, shitty content because they can't afford it. You
that
don't
this
know
stuff
for
is
fact.
going a different direction. You know what it proved to me the other night? You know what it proved to me with Peacemaker? Is that it's true. Is that it's all true. That Justice League is canon. That they're moving forward in that direction.
That was still
movies coming out this year. That was a cross promotion.
Superman suit.
Nobody argued that, Matt.
Oh my God, no! But here's the thing, though. What you don't understand, and this is again, people who don't understand how the industry manifests itself or how it operates, are trying to argue this magical thing called the Snyderverse. Which, by the way, Zach's, and I also love this. I love how Zach will say something and then that gets conveniently overlooked. Right? He'll say, I'll never say no to a paying customer, which indicates he'll never truly tell you the truth about what he's working on or what he will or won't do. Then he also says, in my mind, i.e. the creator of this, the Snyderverse is my original content that I'm working on, which would be, I don't know, Army of the Dead, Planet of the Dead, Rebel Moon, Twilight of the Gods, all of the original content that he's creating that is not DC related because he doesn't have access to those characters, because he doesn't own the intellectual property. This is the whole thing you guys aren't getting.
Well,
you guys seem to think this is
so why
all
did he sign a 2-year deal when he could have signed for 5?
Netflix backed up a blank check to his front door, man.
No. It's pretty standard for him to get 5 years. That's a pretty standard deal.
Netflix has been doing 2-year deals for a while now. They were doing 5-year deals and they've backed off on that.
Okay, so
Like I'm telling you, like this is the thing. It's like you're trying to argue this. You're looking for this entry point that has no error. There's nothing to pull from here. They did a 2-year exclusivity deal. They've already given him, by the end of the 2 years, he'll maybe be at 5 movies with the company. Right now, we know 4 confirmed, right, and at least 2 animated series. The dude is 56 years old. He turns 57 in a couple weeks. Do you really think that by the time they wrap all this up in the next 3 to 4 years, he's going to want to come back and do more? Is Affleck, who's going to be pushing 60 by that time, going to want to come back to do another Batman? Is Gal going to want to stick around for this shit when it's over?
Okay, so why did Ben come back in the first place?
But it's not. No, hold on though. That's not an opinion. It's speculation. It's again saying, hey, look at the practicality of this. This doesn't exactly line
But
up.
you're acting like it's fact, which you criticize other scoopers.
Oh my God.
You're criticizing. Listen, I'm not saying it's going to continue, but you're acting on all these
about scoopers.
man. No one's talking about Mikey or Sil and all the bullshit they spew over there.
Yo,
no one's talking about
this
all the
is
fucking
all-
lies and shit. All right, no one's talking about that. What we're talking about here is data presented to us through the trades, which is how
you act like it's a fact what's going to happen when Zaslav comes, just like you criticize others that saying the Snyder.
I'm pointing out. I am looking at this from the most like financially sound,
likely, and that's what other people do on the opposite end. You're just
oh my god,
you're a mirror. You're a mirror to the opposite side. No, you're saying
you are,
this is
dude,
exactly.
you are
you're
so
saying this
caught up
exactly,
in this thing, Max. You're not a victim,
what's
dude.
Gonna happen.
You're not a victim. You're not being persecuted for being a fan. You're not being persecuted for being criticized. You are literally acting like this is your identity. Like if somehow Zack Snyder doesn't return to the mantle, you're gonna like throw yourself off a bridge or something. Like that's how you're acting.
Now you're just spewing bullshit. I didn't say any of that. I said, did anyone watch my video? I didn't say restore the Snyder.
I said restore the Justice League. Yes, but you also used language
and then
like
Matt
DC
you know exactly what you're talking about. Don't even try to lie.
Matt is saying all this stuff that like it's a certainty. When Zaslav takes over, they're not going to have money. You're saying all this speculation is just the opposite end and the mirror to the other side of speculation, which you call bullshit. Which means
what I'm saying is what they are planning on doing is putting money in towards HBO Max and merging Discovery and HBO Max and getting them into more foreign markets, because that is where a lot of the newer subscribers are going to come from.
Foreign markets.
Right?
So why try to get Christopher Nolan?
Know what they're going to do.
Hold on.
Is Christopher Nolan going to be on HBO Max?
Is which one?
Is Christopher Nolan going to be on HBO Max? Why would he try to repair that relationship?
He's working with Universal right now.
Yeah, he's doing Christopher.
So why did David Zaslav rebuild?
Christopher
Nolan
is
doing rebuild that bridge eventually. Yes.
Yeah, and here's
the
thing:
would be for what theatrical, right? And not HBO
Nolan
Max.
makes money.
Tenet fucked up at the box office, and that was Nolan's fault. Nolan pressured Warner Brothers into putting it on there.
Pandemic movie that came out, bro.
Sorry, you're breaking up a little. What?
It was the first pandemic movie. I had to see Tenet at the damn drive-in.
It was between that and Mulan, and Disney held their cards close to their chest, and Warner Brothers was a canary in the coal mine, and it failed. And that was Nolan. Warner didn't want to do that. Nolan twisted their arms and got them to do it, thinking that the value of his name
by the
alone
way, real
would
quick,
save cinema, and it didn't.
Malik, this is the funniest comment of the night. This made me laugh. Thank you, Kubi Malik. I needed the laugh.
Well,
oh
I need to laugh at Garbo too, saying
if
like
it comes
saying
to here's the thing, if it comes to like Marvel stuff, I believe Mikey. On the DC shit, it's all part of Sil's grift. That's all it is, man.
I just tell you what you want to hear, and people buy it.
Bro, this stuff is in the trades.
What
these quotes from David Zaslav? Like, look,
do you really think?
Like, you know,
I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you. Warner Brothers has a majority stake with the merger.
Yes, 70-30. 70.
Yeah.
They're old, dude. Zaslav is only fucking middle management, dude. That's it. He's coming in to oversee it.
They have a board. Okay. They have the board.
They got a 70-30 cut. Like this is not like this is that he's overseeing it because he creates cheap content that has a very deep market cut.
Control.
Yeah, and he also talked about not having to be cheap. No, he was creating cheap content for Discovery. They don't have the IPs that Warner Brothers have.
Oh my God! But do you really think that we're not going to get like cheap IP knockoff nonsense? Like they're not going to come out.
They're going to go for profit. Go for that.
Like, we're going to get like
if AT&T was so pleased with everything that's been going on, why do the merger in the first place?
Because it cut into their 5G telecom business. They did not know what they were doing when they bought it. They bit off more than they could chew, and they needed to sell it off because it was impacting their telecom communications business. Yeah. That is actually true.
So it would be fair to say that them losing money impacted their business. If they would have been making
money had everything to do with the pandemic, launching the streaming service, and the lack of theatrical releases during that time.
Every movie studio was losing money.
Everyone lost money.
Yeah,
everyone lost money.
Even Disney.
In 2020, everyone lost money.
The studios lost money, man. The pandemic had an effect on everybody.
Exactly.
I just wonder, like, if you guys, like, I mean, do you just live in a bubble? Is it just like?
No. I thought we were talking about 2021.
You're being rude again. You're the one giving all this
because
you didn't
make much money. One person fucking talk. Holy shit.
It also did that. Spider-Man No Way Home made $1 billion because it had a solid marketing campaign. There was hype for Spider-Man. The other two Spider-Men were in it, and Marvel has a proven track record. And they were able to bank off of all of that. Spider-Man Far From Home was the first billion-dollar movie that Sony ever put out. So it seems to say that even its sequel would do the same, if not better. All right. There's a trajectory that happens with these movies. And again, this is how this stuff plays out. What we've seen is the trajectory with the way Zack Snyder has handled the DC films under his control has seen diminishing returns. And that has
going up. What are we talking about?
It wasn't going up. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't going up, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're counting Joss Whedon's version as his.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking.
What are you talking about?
It was a Frankenstein version.
Hey, Enosh.
It was a Frankenstein version of the movie.
So
but that's what we have for a
Batman
financial.
vs Superman make more money than Man of Steel did?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, which one?
Did Batman vs Superman make more money than Man of Steel did?
It made
So
yes,
it was
it made
going
more
up.
money, but it also cost more money to make.
Yeah.
And by the time Man of Steel came out, it had already earned a profit of $150 million in licensing agreements for Warner Brothers. So the movie had already done relatively well.
Absolutely.
Before it came out.
So my point exactly. And these movies made them money. And
no,
I just find it hilarious.
Said, by the way, I want to correct you.
Now that we're talking about now that the other side of this fandom and everything, that you guys have something that's being criticized, it's like we're all crazy for saying that, we didn't think that it was great. In some fashion,
dude,
right?
Now it's moved on to not being great to it being a slap in the face. That's what Max is saying. He's crying about it being a slap in the face.
Crying. I was annoyed that people.
You've been attacking it. You've been crying about it in multiple videos and streams, dude. Like just that. Admit it that it hurt you, right? That it hurt you like your dad.
Didn't hurt me. Didn't hurt me. But don't tell me it's amazing. I can have my own. I'm not saying it's amazing.
I'm not saying it's amazing, but I'm saying
Max. Again, what Brian said earlier, it's fine criticizing. No one has an issue with you criticizing the cameo. I think it's just the conjecture that you presented in that video was a little troubling because you're calling people DC simps and you're using.
I did it as a response to you.
Response to me in what way?
Because you're saying that this is why I say that you had this whole stream. Oh, the Snyder Cut fans always complain about being victims and things like that. And
there are some who do act like that, Max. I do truly believe that.
There are.
There's always
do not listen to Snyder. You don't listen to some Snyder fans. Every time we give a criticism, which is our right to do, you say you don't like it because that. You're just a Snyder bro. You just don't like comedy. You're just never happy. No, I'm saying
I never specifically said that.
That's what a lot of that's a lot of your talking points in that video. You're just never happy. You just are miserable, dour people that just went dark shit all the time. When we're saying,
I never complained about the tone. What I said was that it seems that people.
This is not a success. This is not a success, and it's not an isolated situation. It's not even isolated to Superman. Half the fucking Justice League, there are issues with bringing them back. Well, you can't bring them back for this reason. CW has its character cameos and it works. And it's more
again, Max, is the cameo completely ideal? No, but it left some people feeling hope and happiness, and that's okay.
Don't tell me I'm being unreasonable when they can't get their shit together. And I'm fair to criticize. And I'm not saying the Snyderverse is going to continue. But I'm also not like Matt Jarbo saying that when Zaslav does, he's not going to spend money on it because he doesn't know, just like the other side doesn't, and it's a fucking mirror. And then you said, RJ, that Danny Rodriguez failed on the negotiation.
Garcia.
When there's a history of WB not rewarding its talent and making shit happen, and you're always blaming the talent in the other end, and that's not fair.
I'm saying based on
Max, based on what? Based on your speculation, which you get mad on the other side of the speculation. You're doing the same thing.
It wasn't speculation though.
You said you get
there have been articles because I do research and I read articles.
I know this too. Your argument was that Danny Rodriguez didn't make it happen. You don't know that shit. You're making up shit too.
What I said was
you don't know that's why it fell through. You're making up shit.
Hold on though. Did I not say that the nuanced part of that ultimately was that maybe it's an issue on both parties, both the studio and agent?
That's not what you initially said. That's what you said after the fact.
Okay.
And then,
well, let
Matt
me
Jarbo
clarify that.
says, I'm a fan of Menacer when I didn't bring up a bullshit accusation. I didn't say that.
I was not trying to make an accusation.
You've been making bullshit accusations anyway, Max. You have been.
Give me specifics.
Hold on, though. I wasn't trying to make an accusation. What I was trying to simply do is say, based on the information we've had in these articles the last 2 years, a natural conclusion would be there's an issue with the management.
Speculating just like you call it out, but you can't take it when people call you out on it. Yeah,
that's not true. I can absolutely take criticism. You're giving me criticism right now, and I'm responding in a respectful way.
Right. You gave an accusation saying that it's Danny Garcia that's not falling through. You're always simping for WB. Why aren't you saying WB is causing the problem too when there's a history with all?
So hold on though. So you are saying I am simping for Warner Brothers right now?
Yeah, because you're putting out easy. You're
Max,
putting out easy, real easy for them.
No.
What?
No.
Yes. Max, you do. You
I don't put out easy.
You got to be wine and dine.
No, hold on.
That's my response to always say that I'm unreasonable. I'm like, no.
Stop. Stop. Because you've done this to other people too, Max. Yeah. You've done this to other people with the way you're talking to me right now. I don't appreciate it. First off,
well, you are saying I'm entitled, petulant children.
I didn't call you entitled.
In that we can't accept anything. I'm giving you the reasons why I don't like it, and then you're saying
Max, you literally just called me a Warner Brothers simp. Do you realize how that sounds?
You said people that can't. You're the majority of your stream. You didn't name me specifically, but you're saying people that can't be happy about this are unreasonable.
I said that there exists some. I have
the right to respond.
I'm not. Hold on, though. Yeah. I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot, but what I said is pretty much word for word what my good friend Enoch has also been saying. Why is it that when I say it's an issue, why aren't you going to Enoch? Because he said the exact same things I have.
I'm giving you right back what you give to us. You say that you're being unreasonable and it's not fair. And you're never happy. When I'm saying there's lots of reasons to criticize it, don't project what you think onto me. And I'm giving you the exact same criticism. If you think I'm being unreasonable, I think your bar of quality is too low. It's shitty.
Caden has something he wanted to share.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
Caden.
So this whole thing that why isn't Cyborg? Why isn't Batman? Why isn't Cavill and Gal not there? And there's no answer for it. There's no for this whole day. There's no answer for it. No, there's been an answer for the past 48 hours. But you guys don't want to look it up and look at Variety and look at James Gunn's own words and look at it. But you guys want to complain that there's no answers, but there is an answer right in front of your face right now. So are you going to take this answer, or are you going to make another complete false narrative again and again and again?
What about that Cyborg answer? Hold on. What about that Cyborg answer do you deem to be definitive?
But do you know who plays Cyborg?
Okay.
Who plays Cyborg?
Was there any conversation about including Gal or Henry? I don't really think so.
Gal
thought
was pregnant.
Going to be just Jason
Gal
and
was
Ezra.
pregnant when this was filming.
Yeah.
And it was closer to labor.
So was Scarlett Johansson.
My argument is not just isolated. My argument is not just
no, but the difference was Gal was actually like a month away from giving birth.
It's the context of the whole situation the last 5 years of having Justice League cameos.
If they would have had a better track record, I think Max wouldn't have been as upset.
And I gave in my video, I gave the benefit of the doubt. I said if it was a last minute thing and there's only certain people available, I can understand that. And I didn't know this article yet. I didn't see this article yet. So thank you. So
hold on, Max. So once again, you did not do the proper research. You're making a conjecture again.
Just because I didn't know this article existed that he was asked about, it doesn't mean I didn't do the research. It's just I didn't know about the research yet. And it doesn't change my argument that overall the last 5 years, we can't get the fan service and the connective tissues that you claim they have now just by Aquaman saying, I don't F fish again.
That doesn't
mean anything.
Hold on. That's not the whole thing.
That was not the whole thing. The point was, and I mentioned this at the early stream, Brian said the same thing. They had a Superman figure who resembled Henry Cavill. Yes. They could have easily have not included him if they didn't want to. They didn't have to include Wonder Woman. It's letting you know these characters are still in flux.
Exactly.
It's not similar,
in flux for
exactly.
5 years, and
it's not a similar thing, though.
No,
they can't make it happen.
They
can't make it happen for 5 years.
The Shazam thing and this is not resembling at all what happened in Justice League in the beginning. At all. The thing about Shazam, it still shows that, hey, Henry Cavill's still Superman. This also says, hey, Henry Cavill's still Superman.
It means nothing. It means
No,
nothing.
it means
There's a
a lot.
shadowy figure that doesn't mean Cavill's coming back. It doesn't mean it doesn't. It means absolutely.
Or the
bullshit.
shadow figure that looks just like Henry Cavill doesn't mean that Henry Cavill's coming back.
How am I going to do research for something I didn't know existed? I did research on other things. I didn't know this article existed. I didn't know he was asked that. It still doesn't change my argument.
Max, we've been telling you about what James Gunn said like multiple times. I'm pretty sure Brian brought it up. I'm pretty sure Caden brought it up.
Hold on. Even pointing to this, what about that Henry Cavill answer is definitive? Like, he just pretty much said, oh, yeah, well, I don't know why he wasn't reached out to, right? You know, but, like, what about that is definitive? So, even with what he said, he didn't say anything.
Because stuff is still in flux. That's the whole
It's,
point.
I don't really think so. I don't know. I don't know what I can and can't.
Well,
like, what are you know? And we're just supposed to all be happy with this stuff.
Here's my argument: stuff's been in flux for 5 years, and you guys say, "Oh, now they know what they're doing," because I don't have.
What is wrong with that cameo giving some people a sense of hope?
Exactly. That was a
It
great cameo.
I don't
That
have
was a
a
great cameo.
I don't have
If you
an
don't have-
issue
if
with
you-
it.
if
I
you
have
don't
an
have
issue
hope
with you
and you-
criticizing me that says I can't say there's things that aren't up the quality there.
Max,
My
And
stream
give you
earlier
reason-
was not
yeah.
in any way trying to directly criticize you.
Max,
I was
I'm gonna ask
speaking
you
in a
something.
Hold on, just real
Wonder
quick.
Woman-
Hey, just real quick. What I did on that stream was not a slight against you. I even reached out to you and told you what I was doing beforehand, so you knew. I gave you a heads up. But here's the thing. Here's what I don't get. But here's what I don't get.
Yeah.
I said the exact same things that Brian, Enosh, and William have said repeatedly all day yesterday and today. But suddenly I'm the WB Warner Brothers simp. I don't get that.
I didn't say that just specifically for you. I said that for all of you.
You
So you're calling. So you're calling. So is Enosh a Warner Brothers simp for feeling the same way I do about this? Is William? Is Brian?
Because I was criticizing you for criticizing me, saying
I
can't
didn't criticize you though.
You're saying the reason they don't like it is they can't accept it. You're giving it. You're letting instead of listening to our words, you're giving all these reasons.
You're not listening to my words either, though. Right now,
you're saying you don't like it because of this. No, I'm telling you why I don't like it. Because it's not up to
I understand why you don't like it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Doesn't make
my
me sleep
issue
for
comes
nothing.
with your conjecture about how you're criticizing it, not that you're criticizing it in general. I've said that multiple times a stream.
Okay. I have an issue with
when you're calling people DC simps and you're raging like a lunatic sometimes, and the way you did in that video, it's not going to come across well. That's all I was trying to make a point
he is the madman.
What's that, Enosh?
In his defense, he is the madman.
Yes. Thank you. I'm not even. I'm annoyed that you won't listen to my words, and you're saying
I'm annoyed you're not listening to my words either. You just called me a Warner Brothers simp.
Because you said entitled fans, they can't be happy with anything.
Max,
when we're saying there
are entitled fans out there.
Would you let me finish? Would you let
Nobody's
me finish?
entitled to anything.
When I say with my words, it's a shadowy CG figure. It's generic, and there's nothing is substance, and it hasn't moved the needle. And I'm giving all these reasons, and you're saying, "Oh, you just can't be happy."
I never said you can't be happy. I'm talking about certain people out there.
Max, you know those two actors,
and this is a constant. And this is a constant issue where you are taking what I say about other people and applying to yourself, when that's not the case. And you've done this repeatedly. I'm not trying to make conjecture about you at all.
You're saying Snyder fans can never be happy. Can never be happy. I was fine with it. I've been watching Peacemaker. I like the finale, but saying I can't criticize it and saying you're only criticizing it because you can't accept this is not fair.
Yeah,
I'm giving you the specific reasons of why I didn't hate it,
and that's fine. Yeah, how many times do I have to say I have no issue with you criticizing it? You don't have to like it. That's fine.
My calling people
simp
is a direct response to saying we're unreasonable fans when we give actual criticism and no one's listening to our words. And it just blanket stating
the reason the people that hold on though.
You're just a hater. You just can't accept
the
things.
People that we are calling unreasonable and we're saying are entitled are no relation to the majority of Snyder fans. Why is it that when we criticize any aspect of the fandom, suddenly it's about we're talking about the majority? It's never been like that. This has been the constant issue since
That's
November.
the weird thing too. When we call out the people being negative, you guys get mad for no reason. Acting like if it doesn't reflect on your own behavior, don't worry about it. To be honest, when it comes to these toxic people.
Okay, well let's
even use me.
And trust me, and by the way, Lord Jason, as do have very thick skin. I can take it. I don't mind criticism. That's fine.
Okay.
Criticize me all you want. That's fine.
I think it's fair to call people
RJ
simp
smells.
and say they call us first unreasonable and aren't happy about anything when we're giving.
Do you realize though that a lot of the response when people are calling people entitled and unreasonable came as a response to people attacking, harassing, bullying, demeaning people who liked the finale and enjoyed the cameo?
I'm not demeaning anyone.
It's not about you. You just made my point. I'm not talking about you, Max. I'm talking about individuals in the fandom.
Hey,
it's not about
where was
you.
all this when we were getting like all this treatment though, like throughout all these years?
That
Where
isn't
was
the
all
exact
this, like,
victim mentality that I'm talking about. You guys live in the past from 6 years ago, and you guys keep bringing it up constantly.
No. I'm asking I am asking this question because it just shows like when it was happening to and shout out to Enos. He looks like he's knocked out.
I'm just I'm being patient.
Because when it was us and we were simply just saying, hey, we enjoy these movies, we think that we should keep this stuff going. We were attacked and stuff like that too. And I just didn't hear all this like help from outside of our fandom saying, hey, you guys should, you know what I'm saying, not pile on so much.
I don't think you were looking at the right people because I was helping on both sides. Yeah, I'll defend people on both sides if it's right.
And look, like I will hold that mantle as one of the people that you guys might say, oh yeah, these people are never happy, right? Do you want to know what movie made me happy recently? Spider-Man No Way Home. Right? There should be no reason why me as a hardcore DC fan for my entire life am sitting there and I am at the point where, I'm jealous of the care that they are taking with these characters. And the absolute opposite is happening on the other end of the spectrum. There's being stuff pushed out, things done haphazardly and rushed, and then we're being told to and there we go. But
this is why I say Sims. This is why I'm giving you right back when people attack me.
Exactly.
We're spoiled for wanting quality. No, I'm not spoiled.
But the quality is subjective anyway, and I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know if Isaac's talking directly to you, Max. I don't know. I don't know if he's speaking in generality either. That's the thing. I get that, but
he could be talking about
two wrongs. The thing is, though, two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right.
I'm just saying.
Why am I getting
the
all
ungrateful
this?
league is what you could call it. The ungrateful league, because like, what the fuck is going on?
Then I could call you a simp. You're being disrespectful to me, so I'm giving it right back. Don't take it personally. If you're saying that I'm unreasonable and spoiled because I want quality, then I'm going to call you a simp with low standards.
What you guys are doing is saying like that.
That's my response to you.
If your girlfriend is like cheating on you over and over and over again,
the fact that he tried to even do it in the first place,
supposed to keep loving her and not leave.
One at a time.
Like if your girlfriend's cheating on you over and over and over again, does there not come a point where you say something and you speak up, or like you leave? Right?
That's an odd comparison to make because I don't feel like I'm getting cheated on by a girlfriend.
Grateful that you have a girlfriend, like you know what I'm saying. Like, oh well, at least I got somebody. Like, no, that's what you guys are saying. Like, oh, we should be able to let them do whatever and not say anything.
Enosh needs to bring some reality back to this because I don't even know what to say at this point.
I'm having fun.
Am I in Wonderland?
People. Don't anything personal. I was having
fun. Max, we should end it soon. Like,
I'm hyped.
I think it's getting.
I'm just.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
Well, Enosh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Okay. Here's the thing. I have been very vocal about the fact that the majority of the idiots out there who attack things and attack people are not the people who are doing that are not the majority. Here's the thing. When I was asked a week before Peacemaker came out, are you looking forward to Peacemaker? I said, nope, because I don't like John Cena. And I didn't really care for the Peacemaker character, even though I liked Suicide Squad. I didn't like the character. That show won me over in huge ways over those 8 episodes, and that show is fine. Listen, are there some crazy dick jokes and some cringe moments? Absolutely, because it's a cringe character, and every DC property does not need to have the same tone. Do I prefer Zack Snyder's approach and his tone to things? Absolutely. If I had my way, would that side of it continue? Absolutely. But Peacemaker is the right tone for that character. And I'm seeing too many people who didn't watch the series attack the series for jokes that they don't even understand, because they think, well, we're taking this seriously and James Gunn is trying to make a stand and a statement against Zack Snyder. No, they're freaking friends. Okay, this narrative that James Gunn is trying to attack Zack Snyder and tear down everything that he built up is not true. It's the same excuse when people were saying that David Ayer and James Gunn had a problem because James Gunn was tearing down everything that Ayer set up with his Suicide Squad. These guys are friends. They literally got together on Twitter and congratulated each other. And I saw the excuses start coming in of no, Ayer was just being nice, literally creating narratives that are ridiculous. And the same thing with this, like, Zach hasn't said anything about James Gunn except for congratulatory things and nice things. Oh, he's just being nice. Like Zach is secretly steaming and upset over everything James Gunn has done. That is absolute garbage. That is absolutely a narrative that has been made up. And listen, there is a definite segment of people who are Snyder fans, and I'm sad to say it, and it hurts me, because you know what? I want to be able to use the hashtag Restore the Snyderverse with confidence, that I can use it in a respectful way, that when people see it, they just see, hey, there's a guy who really liked Zack Snyder's work, who loves it, would fight for it, and enjoys it, and understands that Warner Brothers has done things that are absolutely atrocious, and there's things that have happened there. But you know what? Enosh isn't crazy. And I'm sorry, but when we start acting like the sky is falling over every single little thing, we lose all credibility. And I'm not going to be the one to sit here and lose my credibility, because I'm not going to agree with narratives that are absolutely ridiculous. And here's the thing. If you think that Jason Momoa's Aquaman teeters on the balance of a fish effing joke, at this point, no. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, yes, because the Aquaman that was there was a different Aquaman. It was an Aquaman that wasn't written well. It was an Aquaman that had plenty of issues, and it was a joke, okay? 30 years ago, it was a joke. Jason Momoa, cast by Zack Snyder brilliantly and placed in the position to take Aquaman to a different level, has secured Aquaman's place in society. He can stand a joke like that, and it wasn't a single joke towards him. The point of Peacemaker is jealous of these big heroes who have accomplished what they want to accomplish. That's why throughout the series, he's taking shots at these characters, like Batman is a P word, and Aquaman F's fish, and Superman has a poop fetish. Not because they're actual things, not because they were actual like things, but because they are the ramblings of an idiot Peacemaker who is coming full circle and trying to learn some stuff. And let me tell you something. They took a stupid joke like him making fun of the one guy calling him dye beard because he dyes his beard, and what seemed like a throwaway joke for 8 episodes all of a sudden came down to a moment that almost had me in tears, when the guy has to break down and admit, because he knows if he doesn't, he's going to die because of the aliens, and he admits that he dyes his beard. And why? Because he doesn't feel like he can get a woman, and he feels like he's aged out, and he feels like nobody knew and nobody understood.
It was a great scene.
I have a question.
Some idiot kept pointing it out to him, basically Peacemaker, and Peacemaker is learning these things. So here's the thing. What it boils down to is this. If you don't like it, it's fine. But here's the thing. Do I think that every tone should be this way? Do I think that James Gunn should take over the entire DC universe? No. But stop attacking this show because you just don't like it. It's not the end of the Snyderverse. It's not the end of Zack Snyder. It's not killing all of Zack Snyder's like goals and everything just because it's different and it pokes fun. Listen, when they asked Jason Momoa about it, Jason Momoa laughed about it, thought it was funny. It's also in the article. He thought it was funny. He thought it was hilarious because you know why? Jason Momoa is confident in and of himself. He knows that he can stand a stupid joke like that because it's not the joke. It's
and every one of you guys tonight have created straw men that I don't think anybody nobody's talking about. This is gonna erase. Exactly.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are. Go on Twitter. Go on Twitter, and you'll see a collection of people losing their goddamn mind.
No.
Dude,
That's
I'm
not what
sorry,
we were
man.
talking about. You're bringing up other arguments that me and Skywalker are not talking about.
Exactly. And on top of that, anybody that is saying that this is going to erase just should read back to some of Zach's comments because he said that his version was not canon a long time ago. We've all understood what is canon for them and what isn't. And none of these points have anything to do, like, I'm sorry, Enos, but nothing that you said had anything to do with Matt saying, hey, they should have been able to pull these cameos off and don't do it
They
unless
shouldn't have been
you
able
do
to.
it right.
Here's why. No, I'm telling you, and with all respect, I'm telling you, if you guys are arguing anything else, then you guys are not in on the conversation that's been going on for the last 2 days. I'm just telling you, we're not making straw men. You guys are just not in on the conversation that's actually been taking place amongst the fans for the last couple of days. Max said that he wasn't even aware of that article. And Max, you know I love you, man. And you and I have been on the same side, like fighting for this thing, like
You're missing a lot of the context here, Enosh, of this whole.
That's
stream.
fine, yes, and that's why I sat here quiet because I was trying to take it all in. But here's the thing.
But this is where the whole argument came from. That's
fine.
I like
That's
Peacemaker.
fine.
I like the finale, and it doesn't rock my world.
That's fine. That's
fine.
fine.
Let me finish though. I had a hot take because I am tired of criticizing what I don't like and people dismissing it, saying you're just a Snyder bro or you're unreasonable.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because there's friends of ours right now who openly admitted that they didn't. I'm just telling you, there's friends of ours who've openly admitted that they didn't watch Peacemaker at all, and yet they bitched and they complained about it, and they've gone on record as saying it's awful and it's horrible and it's ruining everything. And I'm just saying that's probably why you're getting lumped into it.
And my argument is they've had 5 freaking years to get Cavill back. And that's not Henry Cavill or Danny Garcia's necessarily their fault. WB can't make it happen, but other studios can.
Well, but
other
here's the thing.
studios give you all this. Yeah. They even give respect to actors that aren't even there anymore. Yeah. They do all this. They have 3 Spider-Man. We can't have 1 Superman without neck.
Can I ask you a question?
Weird mustache.
Can I ask you a question?
Shadowy,
well, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? 1, do you think Ray Fisher should have been there?
That's Ray Fisher. That's
exactly. That's Ray Fisher. That's Ray Fisher.
Yeah, I understand
the argument that's been going on the last 2 days, and this is ridiculous. Okay, I'm not saying it is. I'm just laying the groundwork. People have literally been griping and complaining about that, saying that they should have had him in there or should have shadowed him in there, like just had Cyborg in. No, that was a no-win situation because if they would have shadowed Cyborg in, people would have lost their freaking mind.
Yeah, that would have been worse if they did.
It would have been a whole lot worse. Second of all, Batman is in flux because Ben Affleck has seemingly walked away from the character, and that's in waiting for the Flash movie to see what's going to happen with the Flash movie. As far as Superman and Wonder Woman, those are stories that are still yet to be told as to where those characters are going. But there's a lot of discussion right now about who actually owns Henry Cavill's likeness to be able to just do something like that right now. And the discussion is that Netflix possibly has a lot to say about that, about whether or not they could actually even use his likeness and whether or not he has an active deal to actually do something like that. I get what you're saying. I get the same frustrations. I'm a huge Superman guy. You know that. If I would have done it, you know what I would have probably done? Just have Ezra and just have
No, I'm
yes,
all I'm upset
and just
about
have
is dumbing
and just
down
have
my
it. Look,
dumbing
I
down
knew
my criticisms
Hold
and
on.
saying you don't do like this for certain things when I'm using my words.
But no,
and
but
telling
no
you
one,
exactly
but
why.
Max, no one's been
That
criticizing.
would have
No one's
been.
been saying that.
but no, but see,
That would have
that's
been
not been the
perfect.
argument the last couple of days, Max. I'm just being
If they
honest
would
with
have
you.
just used Ezra and like Jason, I don't think this would have been nearly as big as it is.
Yeah,
but
people
but
still would have
I
absolutely.
think, but I think that they were doing what they
Like,
could. Listen, I think that they were in a no-win situation because I think that they wanted to show that Henry Cavill's Superman is still existing in this world, but I don't think that they had the rights to be able to do that necessarily. So they showed what they showed, and Gal could not come back for that because whenever that was going on, whatever. Listen, I found out about the Ezra thing. I knew Ezra was coming on, but I didn't know that Jason Momoa was coming on. So
I think Gal didn't want to work with James Gunn.
What's that?
Well, I think Gal just didn't want to work with James Gunn. Probably. I think that's probably why she.
Why?
Didn't go.
But why?
Why would Gal Gadot and the stance that she's taking want to work with somebody like James Gunn?
What does it even mean?
The stuff that
What has he done? What are you talking
what
about?
what has James Gunn done on set that would prevent Gal from wanting to
That's
to
what I'm saying.
go?
People have been talking about James Gunn like he's Joss,
No, it's
he's
true.
Joss
Yeah, they
Whedon, and
just
that's
posted
just
the
not.
same picture,
That's just
and it's
not
just like,
substantiated.
ridiculous.
Gal Gadot was pregnant.
Hey, I don't go to those kind of parties.
Look,
you know what I'm
listen.
saying?
Oh, come on, man! You're really gonna bring that up.
Listen, man.
Now
Neither do I.
Now you're bringing up something
That's a
shouldn't be
whole.
brought up.
Well, yeah, but okay, but this is why some of these things probably aren't happening.
Wait, do you think James Gunn's a pedophile?
Hold on, though.
Do you think James Gunn's a pedophile?
Hold on.
I don't like doing
You want to
that.
talk about straw man stuff, though, dude? That is absolutely all speculation on your. There is absolutely
That
no
is a straw man
substantiated
There's no
anything
fact in
to
my
go
mind, dude.
along.
That
with
he didn't
that,
go to
bro.
a party like
No,
that. That
you're
he didn't go to one of the parties.
saying that
You're
because
speaking
have
for
anything
Gal
to do with
Gadot.
That was
You're
speculation.
speaking for Gal Gadot, though. You're not
That
speaking
was
about the
speculation.
actual facts, though, man.
That
You're
was
speaking for
speculation.
Gal Gadot.
That
You're
was
speaking-
speculation.
I know that's what I'm saying. So that's
you,
not.
Rhea.
But I mean, you said that I'm literally talking about the argument that has actually been on the internet the last couple of days. I'm not making a straw man for it. I'm telling you
There's
what the
been
actual
multiple
argument has been.
arguments that have been on the internet. Like we're choosing which ones we're, kind of dealing with and which ones that we aren't. Right? Like.
I have not heard this other argument. Listen,
nobody's talking about this.
Nobody is talking about this other thing, man. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know where that thing is coming
That
from.
was the Gal thing. I'm talking about why is it that whenever we seem to have criticisms about certain things, I mean, and it's just recently kind of.
You know why? I've realized why. Because those of us who are just decent fans, right, who've been just chill and just want to see more. Unfortunately, our fandom, the thing that we love, has been overrun by literally these people who they are so far on the other side that they make us all look bad and they make us all look like we're crazy, and that's a problem. Because,
I have a question.
Because how do you fight that?
I have a question. Do you think that if the Suicide Squad was received a little bit more positively, that this that we'd be having these same discussions about Peacemaker? See, because I think that like the reason why we're having all of this stuff is because they've been putting out subpar products in comparison to what these other studios have been given.
That ultimately comes down to subjective opinion, though. For some people, they really love the Suicide Squad. For some people, they really
like the Suicide Squad.
Well, if they liked it, they should have went into. I actually paid to go see that movie. Unfortunately, right now. So once again, right, if I pay to see something, I can't say, hey, hey, this is the same Harley Quinn that I just watched in the first one. Apparently, right? I mean, I can't sit there and say like, hey, well. I don't like where they went with that character, or I thought that whole scene with her and the president was kind of, long and fucking drug out, or I can't say that the humor was a little bit off, right? Like I have to be somebody that is unpleasable, right? Like, but
the thing about the Harley Quinn thing is it's called character development. It's called character development.
Yeah,
there's something called developing characters and doing good storytelling.
Dude, I live in LA. And I feel like it
I
wasn't.
You know, Caden lives in LA too, right? Caden lives in LA too.
What?
Caden lives in LA. You know that, right?
Cool. Where at?
Don't fall for it, Caden.
No,
I'm just saying, like when you're saying that, it's like the dude lives in LA. He knows
that doesn't mean anything, dude. It doesn't mean anything that you live in LA.
Okay, I get that, but I'll say this, because you guys don't know me personally, so I get it. But look, man, I'm just gonna say this. There's been a whole lot of back and forth, and I think it's dope. I just think that at the same time, just because we don't feel like this is a great thing that we're getting, or that they are giving us the level of content that we feel like we should be getting, there isn't.
But not everybody feels that way, man. Listen.
Yeah.
I thought Suicide Squad, was it a great movie? No. Was it the perfect movie? No. But did it deserve all the hatred and the mocking that it got because people were trying to act like, well, it didn't make as much money as Spider-Man? Well, it wasn't going to, because you know what? It was literally one of the first movies that came out that like started the road to pave towards
Delta variant.
Spider-Man.
I said, how about it make as much money as Dune? How about it make as much money as Dune? Dune came out during Omicron, did it not?
It came out a full month and a half.
Hold on.
Are you serious?
I'll tell you why. Hold on. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Hold on. Wait. First of all, Dune came out after. Second of all,
it did.
Hold on. Dune is literally a property, man, that people are absolutely obsessed with. I am not a Dune guy. I saw the movie. I didn't care for it. It's just not my thing. But I understand the people.
It demanded to be seen on IMAX.
It is literally a thing, dude. Like decades of people, not just not.
My dad went to see it, and he's a huge fan.
Listen,
of it.
when you talk about Suicide Squad, you're talking about, first of all, what was perceived to be a sequel to a film that was not the original director's take on it anyways, which a lot of people felt was subpar. I actually like the theatrical version. That's why I even more so want to see David Ayer's version, because
I thought it was okay. I thought it was cool too.
Yeah, right. But the thing is, I'm in absolute shock and I think it falls into that whole thing of like people just got to pick a side, and they just feel like if it was a DC thing that it's just gonna suck, and it didn't matter how good or bad it was, people were gonna hate it. So the thing is, though, is that people perceived that the Suicide Squad was a sequel to a movie that they claimed to not like anyways. So it was never going to be some huge box office sensation. Even if there wasn't COVID, it wasn't going to be some big box office sensation. You can't compare it. We can't compare it to something like Spider-Man that literally has 3 Spider-Men in it.
Okay, how about it make more money than Jungle Cruise?
Jungle Cruise, are we going to deny the fact that Jungle Cruise is based upon a beloved?
Come on, bro. Like
my wife, dude. My wife. Look, no, listen. You underestimate Disney people. You are underestimating.
Right around the same time, did it not?
No, because the people aren't there for Suicide Squad. See, this is the thing is, we as nerds, we love these characters, right? But you know what? We as DC fans, I hear everybody keep saying, well, like they're not giving us what we want. Here's the thing: when the news came out about what's his name shooting Superman, right, with a kryptonite bullet, right, and putting him in the ICU, right, all these people came out saying, nope, that could never happen. Nope, that would never happen. That would never happen. Sorry to burst the bubble, but guess what? It did happen in the comics. It is absolute canon that it happened.
Absolutely.
That right. But here's the thing. I know that. You know that, obviously. But this general public of DC fans can't even get it together that that's what it's going to be, and they wanted to hate it anyways because it wasn't David Ayer doing the sequel, and they wanted to hate on they wanted to hate on Gunn anyways, James Gunn anyways. And so the thing is it split the DC fans right down the middle. You cannot deny the fact that there are absolutely Disney freaks who were looking forward to Jungle Cruise. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. But my wife is an absolute Disney freak. She's got the toy. She's got the things, man. And plus, it had The Rock in it. Yes, it had more it had more potential than Suicide Squad. We're nerds, and we wanted. Some of us wanted. We can't even decide amongst all the nerds whether or not we wanted to go see Suicide Squad. But the Disney folks are like, "Hey, Jungle Cruise is coming out. I love Jungle Cruise. It's got The Rock in it, so it's got two different handles of that coming together. And Dune is a beloved book that's got decades worth of stuff behind it. Dude, I'm just saying, like,
whose fault is it, Enosh, that the fandom is split?
Whose fault?
The fans.
Whose fault is it that the fandom is split right now?
And WB, the fans of WB.
Yeah, I agree. Fans and WB.
No, it's look, man.
It's
are you asking me the fans or WB?
Really?
No, he's asking you to answer one of the he's just asking you to answer.
No. Because look, if we would have, or look, let's say tomorrow they come out and say, okay, the Snyderverse is restored and all these other projects are still going forward as well. Is the fandom still split, do you guys think?
If they say that what? That I'm sorry, what was
that the Snyder stuff is going to keep going, as well as all these other projects that they've already greenlit.
Yes.
The fans would still be split after.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Because we already know other people here.
Absolutely.
This Peacemaker cameo was proof of it, dude.
I'd love listen, man. I would love to say I would love to say you're right. I would love to sit here, dude, and say, I would love to sit here and say, yes, that would solve it. Listen, I would love to sit here and say, yes, you're right. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. There are people who are literally just mad and angry at Zack Snyder, and they mock it, and you know what? They want nothing more than to be able to dogpile on it, and for some reason, like dig a hole for Zack Snyder and never see him again. Like, I don't understand it. Listen, I'm the type of person, I love it all, dude. If they announced tomorrow that they were doing that, that's exactly what I want them to do, because I want all that stuff. But unfortunately, not everybody does for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean the fandom at large. Right now, we have a huge chasm between the two sides.
I don't think that there is a united fandom at large right now.
No. Look, if we're good, we all know that there's two camps.
Sylvester.
Enosh, come on now. You got the Snyder people, and you got the people that.
Yeah, I don't know how Enosh is embarrassing himself.
I don't either. I'm literally just.
No, he is holding a great account of himself.
I apologize. We have to get to the super chats because it's been like an hour and a half. Fourth $1,010. Thank you, Skinwalker. I know you're Skywalker, but he said
it's all good.
Snyder fans had to deal with haters who assisted in derailing a franchise. Now that they won, we're supposed to agree DC is going in a good direction. If you don't, yes, a hater. That's fair. You know, if we can't criticize, oh, you're just unreasonable. That's not fair. You know, if we're not saying things are woke, we're not coming up with bullshit. We're giving actual critique, and you're just being dismissed as a hater.
We're not talking about y'all, though. We're not talking about y'all. We're talking about the people who are bullshitting, the people who haven't seen Peacemaker, the people who are hate watching it. You know, people are saying just because of 11-second cameo that the character to destroy the Justice League are stupid now. Nobody's gonna want to see any of this stuff.
I don't think because I've been accused of hate watching stuff, and I don't hate watch anything. But I am gonna be honest.
Here's Skinwalker the Jet. No, Skywalker. I'm just kidding. Skywalker the Jedi. I just DM'd you on Twitter. Max, send me a link. Thank you. You got on the show that way.
That was quick.
Rel, by some of y'all's logic, if Crooked Smiling Soup showed up in the finale, fans would be happy. You know, the one without the where they CG'd out a mustache. And then Rel McMillan. Jarbo, if you're speculating, you're doing exactly what you criticize others do. I don't get how you don't see it. I don't either. I don't get how you saying
Listen,
go ahead.
I've had my own
Thank you
run-ins
guys
with
so
everybody.
much, though,
Listen,
man.
I've had my own run-ins with everybody, but I feel that I honestly feel.
Go sub to Skywalker. He's
Hey,
making
thank you
content
guys
now.
so much.
Heck
I
yeah.
love the banter. I love the back and forth.
Go
You guys
back
have all been
anytime.
great.
Yeah.
You guys have all been great. Love you guys. Peace out.
Come around
All right,
more,
thanks,
man.
Scott.
Come around more, bro.
Yeah,
Come
I
around
love
more.
you, man.
Look,
Um,
I have notoriously gone to bat for the Snyderverse and to restore the Snyderverse, and I have notoriously said time and time again that at one point there was no Snyder cult. There is absolutely a Snyder cult
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It
with
has
that.
it has come to fruition now because people are out of their minds. People want to control the narrative. People want to tell you that if you watch the Batman, that you're a racist because you're supporting Warner Brothers somehow. That is the most ridiculous thing ever.
That's
People
stupid,
saying that if
yeah.
you go see The Flash, listen, I just had a conversation with Ezra Miller, and Ezra just said, I
Are we
just
getting
want
him on the
people.
lounge soon?
Yeah. He said, I just want people to see the movie because I believe the movie can do something to help people. I don't care even how they see the movie. He said, I don't care if the movie makes a bazillion dollars. He says, I just want people to see the movie. And they're definitely aware of these people who are just trying to gatekeep and trying to tell people stuff. And he is fighting for his cyborg. He's fighting for that. But the thing is there's things that have to change. There's things that have to happen if that's ever going to happen. But us acting like a bunch of idiots and listen, I'm not one of them. I am not running around here acting like an idiot. Why do you think it pisses me off so much when people try to lump me in
It didn't ruin
with
anything
a
for
bunch
me.
of these Snyder bros? Because I am not a Snyder bro. I am not one of these people who it's like Zack Snyder or nothing.
You're a
man.
free
Like,
thinker.
I want good DC stories. DC was around before Zack. DC will be around after Zack's things are completely put to rest or whatever. That's it. But I have my preferences. But I don't have a problem with a show like Peacemaker.
Neither do I. And that cameo didn't ruin it for me. But to act like I'm criticizing it makes me so entitled when all the other studios could get their shit together and accomplish stuff like this. That's far harder to do.
But hold on, how long did it take Ghostbusters to ever do anything like that, dude?
Spider-Man, Star Wars.
Again,
but you're pointing out the Luke Skywalker thing. I love the Luke Skywalker thing. Everybody hates Luke Skywalker thing right now. They literally hate that episode of
We can't
the
have
Book of Boba Fett.
an in-the-flesh actor come back 5 years of dealing with this.
But can I ask you a question?
There's a precedent.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
It didn't ruin it for me. I'm just saying.
I'm just asking you a question. Asking you a question, Max.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Luke Skywalker first showed up at season 2 of The Mandalorian, right? And then I got to go because I got to go over to the vodka stream. When
you're going to the vodka stream? Damn.
Yeah. When Luke showed up in season 2 of The Mandalorian, I saw that and I went, oh man, it looks like a video game. I don't like it. But grown men were crying. People thought that it was like people thought that it was the most amazing thing ever. I didn't have my moment. Notoriously, I was spoiled. I just looked at it for what it was. But when I saw that image of Luke Skywalker, I finally had my Luke Skywalker moment. I thought it was awesome. I'm like, this is amazing. This is great. And then I woke up the next day to people going, this is BS. This sucks. This is awful. They've ruined Star Wars again. They just found a way to ruin it. You know why? Because fans don't know what the hell they want. And you could literally roll out the best thing since sliced bread and nobody would agree on it.
I want Superman and I want the Justice
I do
League.
too. I do too. But you know what? For some reason, there are people who love the images that you just put up there. I don't understand them.
What?
Oh, Crazy Joe. I don't understand it. But it is. It is.
It's not an isolated situation.
There is not a united front of fans that say this is what we want. So when we say that they're not giving us what we want, what you're saying is they're not giving me what
myself
I want. And the problem is there is not a unified voice. That's why it's not changing because as long as it's not a unified voice of people actually coming together and feeling the same way, right? And they treat each other like a-holes, and they just and you got Twitter people who are literally just making up BS on the daily, and they're like, they don't care about whether or not Zack Snyder actually gets to make Justice League 2 and 3. All they care about is getting some publicity, and they try to make everybody else look bad, and they try to make a big deal about everything. Then you know what? As long as we go that, then you know what? You're never going to get anywhere. It's not going to change anything because it's what is it? It's the old Star Trek thing. It's like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Well, you know what? The needs of the many aren't clear because nobody agrees on it, and that's just it. That's just it. And that's the thing. That's why we can come here tonight and like everybody's got a different argument, and so like everybody's arguing something different, thinking that it's the issue, and apparently it's not. And that's all I'm saying, man. It's like I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand why we're nitpicking at everything. There's bigger things here, man, in the world of nerddom, and people are nitpicking like a show that they didn't get the outcome because like who knows what happened with Henry Cavill that he wasn't Superman on Peacemaker. Could have been scheduling, could be that they're working out some deal, could be that they're saving something. Even that article, hold on, even that article said that there were things that were in the works that like literally Gunn said there are things in the works that we can't get into right now. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going to allow my speculation to run away with me. And because here's the thing, if I start allowing my speculation to run away with me, then all of a sudden everybody gets on board with that. And they say, well, yeah, that makes sense. Or this makes sense. Or that makes sense. And then all of a sudden we're all in a hole because now we've said this is what it is. I think
people are missing my point. That's fine. There's answers to come, but you have every right to criticize it. And you're not too entitled to say, I want what happens in the CW. CW can accomplish cameos. This has been 5 years. It's not just the current situation. There's always an excuse.
What do you mean they can accomplish cameos?
What? CW has Superman appear in other shows and stuff, and they have that Superman. They don't have a CW.
But that's TV.
They haven't done that now in years because they separated that Superman. Man.
And also, like I said, that's TV. This is
Marvel brought back Kingpin.
Marvel hasn't brought the Avengers. You've never seen the Avengers on a Disney Plus show.
I'm saying
we got to see the Justice League on our first major DCEU connected.
I'm saying is just don't dismiss my criticisms.
I'm not. But also think about this though. Think about this though. Disney has one guy in charge. Marvel has one guy in charge who, yes, puts other people over projects, but who is creating the narrative and who is leading that narrative?
I'm saying expecting the status quo of the industry is not expecting too much. It's not.
But I see. Okay, but you keep putting that. You keep putting that picture up there.
Expecting a conclusion to a story is an industry problem. They
but
start everything.
That picture of Ghostbusters up there, man. Ghostbusters. It makes me cringe every time you put in that. Because listen, I cried at that movie. But the reality, man, is that movie was in development hell for decades, and even spawned the female version of Ghostbusters that I don't even mind. I don't even think
we didn't even think we were ever going to get a Ghostbusters 3.
But the thing is that nobody thought we were ever going to get that. People even thought they were going to hate it up until the time that it came out. It didn't do gangbusters.
It did okay.
It did okay, but it didn't do gangbusters. But that movie literally made me and Tiffany cry in the theater.
Spherical Man, I understand that it was probably done because the people were available. I'm saying it's been 5 years since we saw the Justice League, and it's just as a joke. And there's nothing that means that there's anything going to be resolved for in the future with that.
But we don't know, though. I mean,
the thing is, I don't give them the benefit of the doubt anymore because they haven't shown it yet. That's all.
Hey, Max.
And I'm not hating it. I'm not trashing it.
Max, just here's the thing, man. Don't be angry.
I'm not angry.
I know.
I was annoyed that people dismiss my criticism as just being a hater or just not being unreasonable.
No one's trying to dismiss it.
Everyone's saying, "Oh, they can never be happy." They can never be happy
because there are some people like that, Max.
Dude, Max, there are absolutely some people, man, who will never be happy.
And it's not about you.
But it ain't about you, man.
There's plenty to criticize that scene. I don't think it's trash. I don't think it ruined my childhood. It really had no relevancy at all. It didn't move the needle in either direction. The Snyderverse is done. I saw people making streams that this is conclusion that the Snyderverse is dead, even though Flash is wearing the suit. It just didn't have any relevancy at all.
He also wore the suit in the Justice League. FYI.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also Zack Snyder filmed most of that movie.
And Superman wasn't wearing the black suit either.
So all these issues are WB. Even say what's canon, what's not is a completely ridiculous argument. Well, that's not actually this. This isn't. It's all
because there's
bullshit.
an established canon. Yeah.
No, it's all craziness, and it ultimately all falls to.
So
WB.
wait, is canon? I'm confused. You seeing the canon's craziness? Like, does it matter? Or, I don't understand.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying people definitively saying this is what the future is and this is what it isn't. You're all full of shit on both sides. I'm calling out everyone. Everyone's full of shit. Well, this isn't what it is. This is what it isn't. You know. Here's Blinded Braille. I thought would leave some support for the show and panelists. It's been a while since I watched the show. Personally, I agree with Enosh, but it's subjective at the end of the day. That's the beauty of art. Thank you, Blinded Bro. I'd like to get you back on the show again, man. I appreciate the support. Definitely.
Good people.
I'm losing my voice if you didn't know because I talk to people for a living. Oh.
All right. Well, hey, I gotta go.
Okay.
But no, that's why I just came in. I wanted to listen because I just feel like we just gotta, you know what? I'm
It didn't ruin my. It didn't ruin.
I'm picking my battles wisely, and I look after watching Peacemaker. I came into Peacemaker like not thinking I was gonna hate it, and I left Peacemaker really loving it, and I'm interested to see what they do next. I don't want the entire tone of the DC universe to be that.
Okay.
And I hope it's not.
DC universe.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It's just there. And to be honest with you, I have speculation. This is everyone saying, oh, this is going to show the future. I kind of think there's going to be throwaway cameos in the other movies that don't really mean anything. They're just there.
We don't know that though. We don't.
That's my speculation. That I prefaced it by saying that's my speculation based on what I saw here. Not a lot of forethought. Not a lot of things connecting to new projects. It's just, they were available. Let's throw them in there.
Here's what I say that.
And then that's fair to criticize.
Hold on. Not a lot of connection. Who were the two guys who talked? Who were the two Justice League members that talked?
Aquaman, Flash, and they have movies coming out.
They're the ones who got movies come out. There's absolutely connection there.
And
you know why? Because hold on.
Did this
you know
add
why?
to their movies? No.
Why was Ezra there? Because we have not seen the Flash in a movie for how long? Since Zack Snyder's Justice League, but before that in the theaters, how long has it been since we've seen that? Flash?
2017.
Thank you.
I mean, we also saw
it makes sense, bro.
Thank you.
It makes
sense.
sense.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense that
they're the only ones that have a project out of the Justice League.
That you show those characters, and like I said, even Aquaman, it didn't ruin Aquaman. It didn't do any of those things.
No, it didn't.
But that's the problem, right? Is people, they do this. They give you this cameo. They give you that little tissue of connectivity. People are still mad.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
That's what they wanted from the start too.
And that's what's everybody been asking for. Connectivity.
Connection.
Yeah, exactly. They gave it to you, and people are still upset.
It's not on the par with other cameos and other properties.
Give it time though.
Listen. We got to stop comparing.
No, we don't.
We got to stop comparing to every other cameo and every other thing that every other studio does. We've said many, many times that DC needs to be its own thing and stop comparing to Marvel.
Stop chasing. Just do their thing.
Stop chasing Marvel. Stop trying to be like Marvel. No, man. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't think that's the thing to do.
Hans, stream with me this weekend sometime about Lord of the Rings. Because this is why I get annoyed. Not that I'm upset that it's a failure or anything. It's because you dismiss my criticisms as just being a hater or fandom menace when I'm not saying it's woke or anything else. I'm saying the quality of the CG and the quality of the context of the Justice League showing up again in 5 years, wasn't amazing for me. It didn't hurt it for me. It didn't ruin it for me. And it doesn't make me it doesn't make me extremely confident that the future they're going to know what they're doing either. It's just, oh, are you available? Okay. There's no,
I
there's
don't think that
nothing
was the
in here.
point, though.
There's nothing in here that says, oh, this is going to have any sort of impact for Aquaman or Flash at all. It's just they're there. 5 years of waiting, and then we all have here's all about Superman. We get a CG Shadow Superman.
Can I say something real quick?
Again,
It's just a joke.
You've waited 5 years. What's another year? You're gonna get your answers in the Flash movie. What's another year at this point?
I'm just saying, this is what I don't like is what Hans is saying is dismissing my criticism is not fair and just calling me a hater when I'm giving valid criticism. That's what
he didn't use the word hater. He said Phantom Menace.
I hear you. Well, I gotta go. I love you, Max. It's good stuff. Hey, I don't know what happened to our show this week, but we gotta.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I've been a little bit down, Enosh, this week. I'm happier now, but I just was a little depressed.
Bring it back up, man. Let's bring it back up.
It's about the Miko.
Grab it by the subcockles.
Subcockles.
Twist them just a little bit, but not too much. Just get the blood flow. Get a little rise.
Yeah.
What in the world? I saw Axel attacking the screen, and I hear saying
Hans.
twist them.
Hans, stream with me,
flowing.
brother. Tomorrow, stream with me. I'll stream when you're available. We'll hash it out.
Hey, just for continuity and just for I don't know, crazy sake. Yeah, we're not gonna get just nothing but like a bunch of Dr. Pimple Popper with the DC deal, or the Warner Brothers deal. Sorry.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
By the way,
Holy shit.
I'm just saying they're gonna spend
they're not
quite a bit of money. It ain't
or
just
they'll
all
end
going to
up
be
the
a
same way.
reality TV show because you know what? Reality TV show doesn't cost that much.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, ain't nothing wrong with Dr. Pimple Popper. Anyways, I like Dr. Pimple.
No, I
Popper.
don't.
Ew. No.
I need a
No.
couple.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Enosh.
I'll tell
Yeah.
Dave y'all said hi. Love you guys. Bye bye.
I've never. Sorry.
Whoa.
So I can. No, I didn't mean to put. That doesn't mean anything, Caden. You're
No,
still.
I'm on the bottom. You
No,
think
that
that
you still.
move?
No, I want to
no,
make something very clear. Max, hold on. No.
Yeah,
It does
I'll be on
mean
the bottom.
something. It does
No.
mean. No, I'm kidding.
I just wanted to say so I could show the super chat and someone that's on screen is up at the top. Okay.
I'm on top.
Andrew Casali. I think we're all family and we should all be glad we're getting good content. I'm happy Marvel gave me Tobey Maguire back. We know, Andrew. For No Way Home. Let's all just get along and enjoy content for what it is.
That's not reality.
I agree, Andrew, but what I would add is I should be able to criticize without being dismissed as a hater or unreasonable. That's not fair to me, and that's not fair to critics. It's got to a point where people are so hyperbolic on either side. You're either a show or an absolute hater and a cultist all the time. I'm tired of my criticisms being dismissed. I didn't say it's a dumpster fire. I think the finale was great. The reemergence of the Justice League was not great for me. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great, and it means nothing. And I'm able to criticize that.
We don't know if it doesn't mean nothing, though. You keep saying it means nothing. We don't know that.
Talking about fish fucking is nothing. It's a joke. That's it.
Max, you have to admit. It means that currently, right now, this is confirmation. We know that right now in the DCU, the Justice League is running around. They're being used. They're being called upon. They're working as a team.
They've been doing multiple missions.
Yep, they've been established, and so we now know that. You have to give them that.
It means that Aquaman and Flash are coming out with the movie, which we knew already, and Superman is still in the background as a shadowy figure that means nothing. It doesn't mean Cavill's coming back. It doesn't mean he's not coming back.
I never said that, but it just means the team is established, which we did not know before in the universe.
There was a lot of gaps in that team. It just didn't feel right.
There's gaps because there's characters in flux who don't answer stuff.
Yeah, the only characters that are solidified and they have stuff coming out and their position is confirmed is Flash and Aquaman. Everyone else is in.
There is a Flash movie coming out this November. It's going to answer every
if you're gonna call me this, you can't throw shit out like this and then not talk to me on stream. I want to stream with you, Hans, tomorrow or when you're available. If you're really going to throw out this accusation, you need to debate me because that's fucking unfair. And that's what I get mad at. Calling me fandom menace because I said I don't think it's quality. And it's not on par with other things. And asking for a conclusion to a story is not entitlement. That's general.
But
you
but
should get with stories.
Max,
and that's an industry problem.
Hold on. When it gets to entitlement is when you say the fans deserve this. Fans deserve this. They deserve that. Fans don't deserve anything.
Yes,
They don't.
You deserve an ending to a story when you buy a book.
No, you don't.
You're going to get half a book.
They never promised it.
Okay.
They never promised
When
anything
you
after
buy
the
a
Snyder
book, you're
Cut.
going to get half a book.
They
You're
never
not
promised
entitled.
it.
No, hold on. Stop. When you buy a book, sure, you're guaranteed some form of an ending. It doesn't have to be a conclusion, though. It could be a cliffhanger. It could be a shitty ending. It could be a non-ending. There's no guarantee. Like when you buy that book, there's no guarantee you're getting a great ending. It's a solid conclusion. You don't know until you finish the damn book.
Bro?
And what if the
a
series
solid ending?
And what if the series gets canceled
I
before they
gave you
come to a
reasons.
conclusion?
I got a question.
Gave you reasons to why I disliked it and said it wasn't great. I didn't say it was a dumpster fire. I'm not going hyperbolic on it, and you're dismissing me and you're calling me just a hater. This is what I'm tired of. This exact thing I'm getting from Hans. I can't criticize stuff without being called a hater. I'm not a hater.
Why can't you just appreciate it for what it was, though? That's the thing. Like, this is Justice League.
Two people of the Justice League, 2 people missing, and 2 were CG, and we're talking about fish fucking.
No,
and I think that's funny too. I'm not offended, but listen, your standards are low. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to criticize me,
that's not fair.
First of all, we already know what's going on in
Did you watch the rest of the series?
Yes, I watched the whole series.
Okay, so then how can you? The standards are not low for them to do what they did with that character and in that show. That's super good writing.
I'm not talking about Peacemaker. I'm talking about the Justice League.
I'm just saying beyond that.
What could they have done? What could they have done? What they could have done better?
A lot. Look at all this. They could have done
a
lot.
Okay. Do you think they're going to pay Cavill? Do you think
two of those things are movies?
Do you think that they're going to pay Cavill all these actors if they could get them to just show up for 5 seconds?
What does Disney Plus shows do with their cameos?
Why do you think he didn't show up in Shazam? He didn't want to waste an appearance just being ahead in the thing. He didn't want to be that.
What happens with Disney Plus? Do you get Kingpin?
Have you gotten
Iron
Man? Had a whole 2 episodes. Kingpin had a whole 2 episodes.
So
and even more. They filmed like a lot more for Kingpin. Superman and those characters were only there for on the screen for
what happens
a minute.
With Star Wars? You get all these cameos. People appear. Yeah,
like for less than a minute. So
it's not unheard of. It's not ridiculous.
But
it would be a waste
comparing
of money.
Episode long appearances to a 5-second cameo.
They'll be losing more money than making. They'll still have to pay Cavill to show up.
Kingpin was the antagonist of Hawkeye. He was the antagonist.
Yes.
He had a huge role in the final episode.
He actually had a purpose.
Put the weapons away.
You're
gonna get demonetized. You're gonna get demonetized on this. No, but like, yeah, it's just crazy.
This is why I get upset today. This is why I get exactly Murdoch J. I sound like Geeks and Gamers because I'm criticizing the quality of CG characters.
Max. It's not
the same thing.
It's not that you're criticizing. It's the way you're criticizing. That's the problem for some people.
What's the problem?
It's hyperbolic and it's over the top. Is the problem?
You say I'm unreasonable, and I say you're.
Hold on,
I come back and say you're a simp with low standards.
You literally called people, including me, a DC simp for saying the exact same thing Enoch, William, Brian, other people have said.
Yeah, if you're going to say I'm not. You're saying I take it. Don't take it personally unless you're saying that you're being unreasonable for.
But Max, the problem is that you're not listening. It's like it's going in one ear but out the other. I don't think you're actually listening to what's being said.
I said that as a response to people that say it doesn't necessarily mean you, RJ. Even though I said,
but that earlier you said it was a response to me. So is it a response to me or not?
It was a response to everyone saying that you didn't have the nuance of the conversation. You said people complaining about this are unreasonable. As a fact, you said that blanket statement.
I didn't make a. Are you talking about my own stream?
Yeah.
On my own stream, I said there's a group of people who are entitled. That is not a generalized statement. That's not a blanket
people that
statement.
are complaining about this. People that are complaining about this or criticizing it are unreasonable, and
because there are some people being unreasonable.
That's a blanket statement.
It's not if I say there's a specific group. I said specific
yeah,
group.
it's not a general audience. It's a specified group within inside a general population. It's a smaller group than the general population. That's why
I clarified on that stream so many times. It's not the majority of Snyder fans. How much more do I need to do?
Yeah, I was on the stream with him. We were just going over the people that were acting like that, but he wasn't like calling everyone that. He wasn't generalizing or anything. But yes, there are people that were going fucking bananas over this bullshit. It's like, what the fuck are you guys? I'm sorry. Like, I'm really starting like that ungrateful shit. It's just
there's a lot. There's a lot.
And again,
a lot
two
of
wrongs do not make a right. That's the whole point.
But I have to be better than you because you're criticizing, saying that people that do not like this are unreasonable.
Again, it's going in 1 year and out the other. I'm saying a very specific group of people who are objectively irrational, entitled, and complaining. That exists. I don't know what else to say at that point because it exists. If you look at what's been going on social media the last 2 days, that specific thing exists. There's literally a tweet where someone said they wanted to punch James Gunn in the face to the point where he looked unrecognizable because they were that upset.
I disavow that.
I understand you disavow that, but that is the specific thing I called out in that specific moment. It's not a blanket statement. I clarified so many times. It's not the majority of Snyder fans. I've done that repeatedly, but apparently that's never good enough. Because you can't criticize it because, again, it becomes a blanket statement.
When you're saying, yes, you did nuance there, but then when you're saying if you have an issue with this, you say people that are saying this is great, this is amazing. If you have an issue with this, you're being unreasonable. That's a blanket statement.
When did I say that?
No, he was just saying in general.
Are you talking? Is that about me specifically or what? Because I'm getting confused here.
That's about my video wasn't a direct. My video earlier was just a hot take in general. It wasn't.
I know it was.
It wasn't aimed at you specifically.
I understand that. I'm talking about what you said earlier about calling me a DC simp, because you said it was because of a direct thing I said in my stream. So I'm asking you, what exactly did I say that was out of line? Because repeatedly I made sure to say this is not about the majority of Snyder fans at all.
It was the criticism that if you can't find joy in this, that there's something wrong with you, or that you're being unreasonable. That you're being unreasonable if you don't like this. Or
and I said there are some people being unreasonable about this. Some people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm losing energy now. I'm losing my voice. So where we go from here? I don't know where to go. How are you doing, Austin? Listen to this, RJ. I apologize if you didn't say that directly. Maybe I misheard you. I've also been I've been watching a lot of streams. It wasn't intended to directly go towards you.
I didn't think it was, but you took it to that level.
Yeah,
I mean that's fine.
Yeah,
but
I am saying I gave it as.
Are you gonna give Hans a link?
Yeah, I think Hans wants a link.
Hans, let's go.
All right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you took it to that level, and I'm not sure why. Because again, I wasn't trying. It seems like it's like when I'm criticizing or anyone criticizes a certain aspect of one fandom, you feel like it's directed towards you when it's not. And again, I'm not
take it very personally.
The majority of the criticism the last few days is Snyder fans can't be happy.
How am I gaslighting? First off, because gaslighting is a very heavy accusation.
God,
dude.
So
this guy
what are you talking about?
I need to get a drink. I'll be right back. My mouth.
The same guy is the same guy that asked me how Peacemaker confirmed that the Justice League exists when it was right in front. There's no other way to explain it. He's like.
I'm just saying, you don't throw words around gaslighting like that. Yeah. That's a very heavy accusation. I'm not gaslighting. I'm trying to have a nuanced conversation and debate. Max is my friend. I disagree with them. I didn't like that he called me a DC simp, but I'm still here having the conversation with them and trying to work things out and come to an amicable conclusion to this stream. So again, be very careful and with your choice of words, because I'm not gonna put up with that shit.
Yeah, but I'm just my issue with this whole thing with the cameo is that people are just like not understanding the circumstances with what's going on. They're like, why didn't they get Cavill? Why didn't they get Gaul? Why didn't they get Cyborg and Ben? I'm like, bro, have you not been paying attention to news? For the past month to 2 months, Ben is out. He said it multiple times, so people are still like.
And again, I love it. I love it when people in the chat try to tell you what you should fucking do with your own voice. So Lord Jason needs to go fuck yourself. How about that? Because again, you don't tell me what the hell to do on my own stream with my own voice. It's ridiculous.
Yep. No, I agree.
I don't know. Every time we put
Peacemaker shit is just so
like
it's so over. Like people, like I don't know why people are losing their minds so much over this. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm back.
I think it's
It's
because
just like,
Peacemaker is being made at the wrong time. Like with
it's right at the right time because it came and follows Suicide Squad, and if they would have did it later, then it would have just felt like out of place.
It's not even that, because it's not even it's the majority of people are liking this show. The general audience doesn't give a fuck what we talk about on Twitter or anywhere else. It's that look. It's a hardcore Snyder people that just because they have the narrative against WB, they have to complain about everything that they bring out, saying it's trash, saying the real fans don't want.
They just have to find any reason.
This and that. They find any way to complain. They cause
even if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, even if it doesn't make sense, they have to nitpick anything despite not watching it, despite saying boycott. So first of all, you say DC is dead. You say boycott WB. You say this and that, but you still fucking talk about it every day. So it's so fucking ridiculous.
It's very hypocritical always with this, and it's like it's like the Geralds and the Mercury constantly saying stuff and pushing out tweets that just don't make any sense to the current situations, and it's just trying to appeal to their audience that they've gained over this movement.
Hold on. Here, real quick. Hold on. I don't wait to see what Geralt and Mercury do. That shit just ends up on my timeline because of the people I follow.
I got blocked after today because it's just like, dude.
I try to actively avoid it. I don't go thinking about them. But when topics of DC come up and they're the prominent voices you hear every single time, you're going to get a little bit annoyed, especially when they're putting out racist garbage and trying to equate what happened with Cyborg to erasure of black characters during Black History Month.
Yeah, exactly. Using your race as ammo to turn it into something that it's not. And not only that, acting like
facts.
Yeah.
That's why I can't stand with these people, and I'm happy that they blocked me because it's like you have gained an audience around a specific group, the Snyderverse and the Snyder cut and all that stuff, and then now that there's literally nothing going on and Zach is doing other shit, you have to find some way to stay relevant, and that's the same thing we keep saying because these people are finding any way to stay relevant, and they're just trying to keep their audience and make people so angry and like. Constantly retweet every 5 seconds. It's like
I'm saying. Listen, it's not all one-sided. Look at this. This is just one example. My pal Eddie.
That's when I forgot about that.
But Eddie, I'm calling you out, bro, because
can I tell you something though, Max?
You go on. No.
It's not me defending it. It's not me defending it. It's something funny.
Pop culture corner and saying these Snyder cultists are so horrible, and I'm not saying you deserve anything, but come on, bro, come on. and then I see RJ right up in Mercury's, as soon as he tweets it out. As soon. I'm not saying you deserve.
What are you talking about?
I was watching that stream the other day where I was watching Andy Signore. And he brought up Mercury. You're the first reply to Mercury.
Hold on. I'm the first reply to him because on Twitter, when you follow a mutual, your mutual's replies go first up.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how it works. I wasn't the first one to reply to him.
Oh, okay. My mistake. Oh, hi, Jarbo and Hans.
Something about that tweet, that fake tweet I made is, look, I did it for fun, obviously.
You've done a lot of that. I've seen a lot of your stuff.
lots of the
I'm
big
not-
Snyder
I-
accounts. Let me just explain it. So lots of the big Snyder accounts actually thought the shit was real, and I was like, oh shit, like this was just supposed to be a joke. But then everyone was debating about it. I was like, damn, like it's obviously no, because I made it like look like a troll on purpose. So how the fuck did people believe it was real? But then but no, I get it, I troll, but the thing about it, I keep telling you, I only do that shit to the toxic people and the people who actually deserve to get a response that way. I don't do it to the regular people that use a hashtag and say, no, I'm not gonna come out nowhere. Somebody's gonna say restore the Snyderverse, please guys, let's have hope. I'm not gonna come out nowhere and say fuck you or something like that. No, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna leave this person alone. But if it's Geralt, Mercury, anyone else like that, no, I'm gonna say some shit. But I don't go out looking for problems. I just respond to the
Just
people.
look at what
I
they
think
did to Caden
have to
when
be
he
informed.
simply made a post about the criticism of that. They just like constantly
Oh, they
lost
tore
their
him.
mind.
They went. They sent the wolves.
Exactly.
I'm
They
not-
just
I'm
get
not
their
saying-
footballs
I'm
to
not-
go
I'm
at
not-
people.
and hey,
I'm
not
no
victim
reason.
shaming. I'm
and
not
I'll
victim
publicly
shaming.
call it out.
I'm not
when
victim shaming.
Somebody
I'm
in
not.
Frequency's circles, Sickness, calling Caden a white boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
great person.
And
Great
not only
person
that,
who knows the exact
Sickness
name
doing
for his race.
stuff.
Sickness just doing and Sickness has been doing this for a long time. He entices people and he likes to pull that thing where he pushes you until he gets a rise out of you, and then he uses when you finally get pissed off and say something, he uses that against you. So he pulled that same thing and like RJ said, called Caden a white boy and all this stuff, like just ignorance all over the place.
Okay, so Hans made it available. Hans called me Fandom Menace 2.0. Let's hear from
Oh, I
Hans.
definitely
Let's
have.
go, Hans.
100% have. I won't deny that.
Yeah, and that's bullshit, Hans. And that's why I got mad. I didn't get mad at Justice League being in Peacemaker. I get mad at people not listening to my words and just calling me a hater because that's internet bullshit. I'm not saying all this other stuff. I have a right to my opinion that it did not meet expectations of quality that the other studios are presenting, and that's not fair to dismiss my criticism.
But why?
Like that.
But why do you keep associating with what other studios are doing? Like
That's
the
fair.
thing.
That's
No,
comparison
it's
in the
not.
industry. You were
Is it?
talking about movies. Yes, it is fair.
Is it? I mean, I don't think
Yes.
so. Right?
Listen,
I mean,
Disney Plus.
nah.
It has been. They can have people come in their cameos. They have the actual actors.
But you're
these
because
talking
it's
about
all
a 12+ year established universe.
I am not. This is 5 years of the bullshit, and it's the same old bullshit. It's an excuse every time. It's an excuse every time. They could do better. And that's
so then,
not,
okay,
that's
so
not
then,
unreasonable.
Max,
That's not
Max,
unreasonable.
why do you still have an HBO Max subscription?
Sorry about that.
I said I enjoy Peacemaker.
So, but if you're upset and you're crying about it
I'm
because you
not
are,
boycotting.
you know,
I'm
well,
not
I mean,
crying.
shouldn't you then boycott if you feel so strongly about it?
No, I
Let them
am
know.
saying I am allowed to criticize it without being called a hater and a fandom menace and a geeks and gamer.
Well,
that's not fair to me. That's not fair to me.
I've never called you a hater.
Okay. Well, you're saying I'm
Never. I'm saying. I'm saying.
Explain why you're rolling up in the chat. It's so disappointing. Max sucks now. He just
I didn't say you suck either.
What did you say, Hans? What did you say?
I said I'm disappointed. It's about the approach. If you look at the approach that the old Phantom Menace would take. No. Listen.
Max, you gotta
Look
let
at the approach they used to take and how they used to talk about things all the time, and you'll see it's starting to mirror it with all this DC talk. It's mirroring it a lot.
I said my hot take earlier was a response to people.
It's not just about today.
It was about the people saying cultists, weirdos, and all this other stuff and unreasonable. And I say, well, if you're saying I'm unreasonable, I'm going to call you a simp because your expectations are low and you just wait for anything.
So what gives you the right to say that someone's expectations are low?
It was an opinion. It was a hot take earlier. I was
not an
having
opinion
fun.
though. That's an insult.
Yeah, you're insulting me.
Eh.
You're insulting me, so I'm giving it back. I did fight fire with fire. I did one video to fight fire with fire because I'm so sick of these comments.
Max,
you're a cultist because you don't like
Max,
the scene.
you called
That's
me.
not fair.
Hold on, you called me a DC simp simply for saying that I believe that there are entitled fans.
I meant it more in general. I didn't mean to.
You literally said, "RJ, you are a Warner Brothers simp."
I said that in fun. I apologize, RJ. I was caught up in the moment. I said it for fun. I may be unintentionally directed more towards the general consensus online towards you, and that wasn't fair. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize.
RJ is a simp, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I am a simp, but I mean,
but we could say all this stuff about Snyder fans. I'm just giving you a little bit back, and people are losing their minds. You know.
Well, you talk about the crazy ones though. That's the thing. Like,
Snyder cultists, weirdos.
Yeah.
They can't be happy about anything, and
Max,
I'm saying, well, your expectations are low.
Here,
Yeah.
this is why. This is where the biggest comparison comes in. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate that I'm about to say this because you've already gotten mad.
I'm not mad.
No, you will. When people say the Snyderverse is dead, you need to get over it and move on.
You're telling
you
people
get
what to
upset.
do.
You get upset. You get very upset.
Yeah,
right.
Don't tell me what to do.
So no, listen. The Rings of Power show. What are you telling everyone who's criticizing it so much? What are you saying? Get over it. Move on.
No, there's
right?
No
Am I right?
No,
no. Shut up. No, there's a no. There is a huge comparison because I'm being very positive. No, because I'm being very positive. No, wait. Because I'm being as positive as possible about the Rings of Power show. But if I right now, I can start naming off every single problem with it. Everybody who is making videos upset about the Rings of Power, 99% of what they're saying that it's the cup is full and holding water, they're correct. They're right. This show is going so far off the source material and so far off the histories of Middle Earth of what happened during the Second Age that I am fighting to stay very positive because I want more Lord of the Rings. I don't care how different it is. But I'm saying all these people that are mad about the Rings of Power show, they are 100. I do not disagree with them at all. They are right. They're 100% right about that show.
They don't have the context yet.
Though they do. There is a lot about. I can tell you a lot about that show already. They're really doing wrong. But it's an adaptation, and I'm trying to accept that it's not going to be what I want.
Yeah.
So
how do you do 3,500 years of storytelling in like 8 episodes? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's fair. There's a lot of other things with it going on.
I mean, I think again, it's kind of like, it's Tolkien is hard to adapt.
See, they're criticizing over superficial things without the context of the show being delivered yet. I am criticizing on actual context of watching the show.
No. Here, if you listen. If you want,
criticizing on actual context of watching the whole season and watching how the Justice League is there, and you're comparing it to assholes saying everything's woke with something that's not even out yet, just on superficial things because of people's skin color. That's a bullshit comparison.
No, it's a complete comparison because you want the truth about Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, the Silmarillion. It is what it is, how Tolkien wrote it, what it was supposed to be was England, the UK mythology. That's how Lord of the Rings was written. He wrote it to be UK mythology. Exactly like that. Everyone's saying, in Tolkien's work, here, and I've already said plenty of times. I don't care. No, I don't care. No. Listen.
Even though what Tolkien originally wrote, it's a bare minimum of progress. I dismiss that criticism completely. Get with the fucking times. It's 2022. Progress. I don't care.
You see, and right there, you see. And now you're doing I don't even have to say anything. No. I don't even because I don't even have to say anything. Thank you.
Give me more people opportunities.
And you know what? Listen, I agree. That's fine.
This has nothing to do with the skin color of people. It has nothing to do with context or quality of the show.
It does have a lot to do with the story of Middle Earth, though. It does have a lot. Max, it has. It does.
Affects the story.
Okay, hold on. So no.
Let him make his point, please.
in our history, like think real world history, real quick. I know the real world history. You're not gonna go.
Comparing people's skin color to the quality of content is not a direct comparison. That's bullshit. We know what Tolkien originally wrote. The times were different. That doesn't affect storytelling.
It's not that the times are different. It's the kind of story that was written, though.
Skin color does not impact the story.
I'm not saying it does, but
I am arguing
in a way it does.
quality
In a way,
of
it
product,
kind of does, though,
not
because this
color.
is
I
supposed
am
to be.
arguing quality of product in context of storytelling and execution. I'm not arguing about people's skin color because it doesn't fit the source material or the times that Tolkien wrote it. That's a bullshit.
Or the
comparison.
times of the world he wrote, the times of the world he created.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet. People of color and white people in his world have not mingled yet.
Be better.
It hasn't
Be better.
happened. It
Be
hasn't
better.
happened. That's what I'm saying.
I have no problem saying to everyone out there, be fucking better, have a little bit of progress, and give more people opportunities. Skin color does not affect storytelling.
I didn't say it. I'm not saying it does.
Not affect
I am not saying it does.
I'm still trying to figure out.
I am not saying that it does. I'm not
arguing context and quality of product, not about who's cast. Not about who's cast.
Did I say anything that I have a problem with that?
Okay,
I didn't say I have a problem. I didn't say I have a problem with it. They can do whatever the fuck they want. If it's a good show, it's going to be a good show. But when people are going, because when people are going into a show about Middle Earth that takes place in the Second Age, a lot of people that are deep dived into this lore and they see the kind of mythology and the kind of world he created, they get confused. They're like, how is this possible? I'm not saying you shouldn't cast people that. I'm not saying that anyone should be discriminated. I'm not saying that just because there are people, anyone who's not white is an actor in that show has nothing to do with the show being good. But it's going away from the source material.
You're judging it based on casting of skin color.
I'm not judging. I didn't judge. No,
dude, are you?
Just said no, Max.
I'm losing my
Max.
fucking mind.
Max.
No, you haven't seen.
No, I know. No, hold on. He's right. He's right. I am judging. I know. I am judging it because the fact that there are people of color that are main characters in the show is 100% fact away from the source material. You can't, no matter what you say, that is away from the source material.
And how does that impact the story whatsoever? You don't have the context of execution yet. That's all you're basing.
Yes, I do. I've read the Silmarillion.
Yeah, it's a source material that it's based off of.
I'm saying you don't know how the skin casting someone else is going to impact the storytelling.
It won't. It doesn't.
You don't know yet. You don't have that context yet.
Okay, I didn't say it did. I didn't say it does.
That's not the comparison. I have the context of the Justice League.
No, actually, it kind of can be because a lot of the people that weren't white lived in the east and the south of Middle Earth, of that whole the western side of Arda, the whole thing.
Besides Skin Killer, what's your point?
My point is that they're actively changing a lot of source material in the Rings of Power. There's a lot more than that. That's a lot more than that.
Well, then argue that point.
Where do you want me to start? Because I can talk. I can go on for probably
Hans,
3 hours about this already.
Hans, what I think we're trying to get at though is that how is your comparison to the DC stuff? I think that's what Max is trying to get at.
Right, exactly. Because I have the context of how the execution was, and I'm not criticizing something on superficial means of actually seeing. I saw the whole show. I watched the whole series. I like the whole series. I've watched everything from DC. I haven't boycotted DC, and I'm saying it's still bargain bin. It's still not up to par. It's not up to stuff. It's not a dumpster fire. It's not great for me. And I don't like my opinion being dismissed. And that's where I got mad. I didn't even get mad at WB. I didn't get mad at James Gunn. I got mad at people dismissing my criticism and telling me I'm a hater or I'm superficial like those douchebags on Friday Night Tights that are complaining about skin color. And then you're saying Kiss Skin Color goes away from the source material. Okay, how does that affect the story? Tell me how that affects the story. Besides skin color.
Because of do you okay, I'm gonna ask a question that's gonna do you know how geography worked and human migration worked in our history.
Okay.
Well, his world is built based on real world things.
Yeah, but how does that
So-
affect the story of the Rings of Power? Besides where they, besides
How would
the
it
geography
affect? How
and
would it
everything.
affect our?
Yeah.
How would it affect our history if we didn't explain all the different cultures and races during history? If people are looking at this, people are looking. No. People are looking at this like it's supposed to be a history of Middle Earth.
All I'm saying is that changing the casting or race bending doesn't or even gender swapping doesn't necessarily change the story. It doesn't. You could still have an impactful story. In basing your criticism just on that is not cool. I don't think it, in my subjective opinion, that's unreasonable. You don't have the context. All you have is the image that they changed someone's race or they're having a lot of diverse, and it doesn't fit with way Tolkien originally wrote it. But that doesn't
because
mean
of the geography of the land.
Yeah, but it doesn't impact the story though. It doesn't.
It kind of, but it kind of does. It does. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be bad because of this by any means. I personally, I don't care. Whatever. It's a fanfic show. I don't care. I have the book still. I can read. That's going to be 100% accurate to what Tolkien wanted because it's what he wrote. I'm saying that you're looking at it's looking at it from a surface level like that, but is what a lot of people are going to do with Lord of the Rings because not a lot of people have really read anything or seen anything other than Lord of the Rings. But there's a big geography thing that comes into play there when it comes to his world and his history. A lot of people, what they're upset about is that they're taking the world he created and they're changing it because they want to be inclusive.
Mm. So Hans, what I think you're trying to get at is that you feel like there's like a double standard in the way we talk about certain things. Is that what you're trying to get at? I'm just trying to make sure I understand where you're coming from.
Wait, what?
Is there a double standard in the way we approach DC compared to like Lord of the Rings? Then is that what you're trying to get at, or like?
Yeah,
I'm trying to make sure.
I think so. Yeah, because people are afraid to just acknowledge that putting people that aren't white in this Rings of Power show isn't changing the written lore of the world he created, that Tolkien created. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just pointing out that that is actually a big change to his world. It is an actual big change to his world.
Okay.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you think if Tolkien wrote The Lord of the Rings now, that there would be diverse people in his world?
No, because he wrote this as a UK mythology story, basically.
But it's been proven that there were people of color that did travel there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Traveling was a thing. It wasn't like people in the UK have never seen a dark-skinned individual before.
Right, and I always say that there in The Lord of the Rings there are some back characters that aren't white, but that's, I don't know. That's just what I was trying to say, that doing that a lot. And the other thing I saw people saying is,
well, I want to add to it. Just like when there's a criticism, this is woke. There's a diverse casting. What's the actual issue? It's the context of the writing, execution, directing. It's not that there's a woke character. So
we know that when they say it, it's
so these are all superficial bullshit arguments that have no substance. Based on skin color is not execution of the story. We have to wait to see that. All the criticism that we hear now is, I'm not saying you personally, Hans. I'm saying the criticism we're getting now is that it changed. Yes, we know it changed. How does that make it worse? How does that impact? How does that change the story? You don't
putting hobbits in it makes it worse.
Okay, that's a different argument. I didn't know the hobbits weren't in that part, so that's different. That's not based on skin color, though. Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I was just trying to get over that hump first, because I want to be clear. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. I'm just explaining how. I'm just.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Throwing out that I was just throwing that out there.
All right. I've been streaming for 3 hours. So could we have a happy ending here? Whoa, I don't know if I should say it like that.
I mean, we do have Jar. Oh wait, no, we don't have
Can I
Jar.
take my shirt off?
No.
Let's see some nipples.
Go ahead.
Would that make everyone happy? Eddie, would that make you happy? Oh, Eddie wants it.
Eddie wants it. Eddie wants it.
All right. I was just waiting to use this for my pal Eddie because I love Eddie, but I also see you, Eddie. I also see you, Eddie.
Look, I did not think that shit was gonna blow up. I did not think that shit was gonna blow up.
No, this isn't the first thing I saw. I follow you on Twitter, bro. I saw you on Twitter, and then I see you on the Pop Culture Corner combating hate. These people are so horrendous. And then I see you doing this shit.
That's you, Eddie. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it blew up. No, the funny. Let me talk about it again because it blew up because all the big Snyder people actually thought the shit was real and they were debating about it. And in my head, I was like, "Oh fuck! Like, what's going
you're
on?"
Happy. You're happy it blew up.
No, but at the same time, people were like, no, they were mad too. Like, people were angry because they thought this shit was real. And at the same time, I'm like, "Oh fuck! Like, this shit was blowing up," and I didn't know what to do.
Trolling goes on both sides. I'm not saying you deserve it. I'm not victim shaming. No one deserves to be subjected to toxic behavior. I never say that. I don't.
Oh no, they didn't know it was me.
Except for RJ.
Well, Hans, I appreciate you coming on. I totally disagree with you. I think I've been very nuanced in my conversations. I think I provide a lot of context to my criticisms and not.
So you're not Phantom Menace?
No, I'm not. I give context. I don't complain about what. No,
not
Hans.
yet.
Hans, I don't say. I criticize writing, directing, execution, and I criticize the studio based on their failures. I do not argue on superficial bullshit that means nothing and don't criticize ahead of time. It's stuff that I haven't even watched. I criticize what I watch. I watched it. I enjoyed the finale for Peacemaker was great. Except for the Justice League part, was kind of a letdown for me, based on 5 years.
But we haven't seen that part of the Justice League part yet, so how can you say that? We don't know what that's leading into.
I did see the Justice League's reemergence from 5 years on ice.
But it doesn't mean anything, Max. It doesn't tell you for sure. You don't know for sure what's going to happen after this.
I am saying it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Maybe they didn't want to pay Henry Cavill. Maybe they didn't want to pay Henry Cavill a bunch of money for the 1 minute scene.
That's a failure. That's a failure because other studios do.
But you have to stop comparing it to other studios.
No, I don't have to stop.
Yes, you
do.
So battle.
Telling me what to do again. I don't have to stop anything. I can compare all I want.
So the old Battlefield games had a lot of destruction, but Modern Warfare never did.
I can compare what we get from other studios.
And that's fine. You have the right to do that, but don't be surprised when people call you an entitled fan.
No, that's not. That's basic criticism. It's not.
It's not criticism. It's like saying that you don't like that you didn't get the toy you wanted.
And that's why now you're condescending.
Yeah, it sounds.
Now you're acting like I'm a child for wanting
because you are
product.
acting like one.
No, I'm not. No, I won't accept that. I will not accept that. You're telling me what to do. You're talking down to me.
I'm not talking down to you. I'm just telling you, don't be surprised the same way you tell people, oh, well, if you push back against the Snyder Cut and you make jokes, well, don't be surprised if you get pushback. The same thing can be said of, well, if you feel that way, don't be surprised if people call you an entitled fan.
No, it's not. You're fine. You have the right to call me that. I think that's bullshit. It doesn't. Basic criticism isn't entitlement.
It's not.
It's funny because Jeremy thinks everything we say about him is bullshit too, right? Okay. So that must mean that it really is bullshit.
That's great. I don't.
Good timing, Axel. Good timing. No, I don't like my criticisms being dismissed as just, oh, that's another Snyder cultist not being happy. No, I'm trying to be happy.
Snyder cultists. We're just telling you, man.
All right, we're going in circles again. We're going in circles.
Yeah, but that's
man. It's just another Phantom Menace with a bad opinion.
What do you?
Oh, that's not true. They say that's not true, so it must not be true too.
What are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
I grabbed a mirror. That's what I'm doing.
I am not a mirror of Jeremy. Stop.
Not a complete one. It's still broken. Still very broken, but it's the pieces come together slowly.
What of my criticisms was unfair? Go ahead, tell me.
We went over all that already. We've been through all that. RJ actually just said a lot of it.
To say, All right, let's go. Let's move on. Move on. I'm 3 hours of this. I'm spent. Ooh,
I'm not, and I want to say, I'm Max. I'm not.
What the fuck?
How?
He's joking.
Finish it. Finish it.
I hope Bradley's not in the chat.
No, he's. Oh my God! Oh,
we're gonna get
my God.
demonetized.
Don't choke on it. Don't
Okay.
choke on it.
Well,
Bro, did it break?
Hey,
Yeah, good
hey,
job.
Bradley. I know what you're seeing him now, Bradley.
Whoa, Han.
Whoa, on.
Don't make him choke. Stop looking at him.
Oh, shit.
Oh, eight parts. You're breaking my heart, Max Roddick.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Austin. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I'm out of energy.
That was good. That was good.
RJ, I apologize to you if I put it directly at you. As more
You did.
It was
You
more
did.
in general, and I was just caught up in the moment. Okay, do you understand that? I was getting it on all angles, all the videos I watched, everyone I saw on the internet. Oh, the Snyder cultists can't be happy. They can't. I'm like, I can't even get to a point where I can't even criticize anything without you dismissing my opinion, and that's where I got pissed off. That's all. So I apologize, RJ.
I have a question.
Will you accept my apology?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Do you think a similar thing happened? 4 years ago now? In this with the Star Wars fandom that kind of caused them to end up the way they are now.
The Star Wars fandom was a shit show. Yes.
It started great though. It started really good. But then they kept getting heat for it constantly, kind of the same way you and a lot of the Snyder people are now.
Listen,
I
keep comparing it to stopping at Empire, not getting Return of the Jedi. You stop the story. We're not getting Dark Side yet. I don't even need Snyder back.
But again, you don't deserve it though, Max. You don't deserve that. If it doesn't happen, you don't deserve it.
If you hit that Dark Side, we deserve Dark Side. We deserve the biggest bad.
Hold on.
No, you don't.
Yes.
You don't
wait,
deserve
RJ,
it.
hold on a sec. RJ, hold on a sec. Wait, Max, do you remember what you're going to say? I want you to finish that thought.
If you hint at it and you announce stuff, you announced the slate of movies back in the day. Fans across the board, not even DC. It's a basic criticism that we should be able to mount against studios finishing things and not starting or working on conclusions. And it doesn't excuse the bad behavior even in Star Wars, but that's also part of the problem. Starting stuff without any forethought on concluding it or changing course or being reactionary and not focusing on quality and storytelling. Just starting and not executing is a base, and that's fine to criticize that. And that's where a lot of this comes from. It doesn't excuse the toxic fandom. A lot of this starts with the problems in the industry itself, with starting and not worried about finishing, or not worried about wrapping up a story, or not even knowing what the end of the story is in the Star Wars case. The sequel
Do you know how many shows I've watched that got canceled that I'll never get the ending to?
Right, and that's not cool. That's not entitlement.
But I don't think
that should be something we should be criticizing instead of skin color and wokeness. We should be arguing about not getting stories completed.
But I don't deserve an ending. That's
yes, we
thing.
do. Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
If you start something and you announce a slate of movies, you deserve the execution.
And you can't
It's
expect
fair.
people not to ask for more. That's just,
If they announced it and they didn't execute it, that's not fan entitlement. That's basic decency to the consumer of what you've announced. It's just like the Amico. Amico announced it was going to come out. Fans deserve for it to come out. Fans deserve a quality product. They deserve what was announced. Yes, you announce stuff, you should follow through. And that's not me being entitled. That's not me being entitled. They announced all this shit. Okay. I'm okay now. Sorry.
I think both of you could be right in that case.
Yeah. No, this is an industry problem. It's not just relegated to Star Wars at WB. It's the JJ scenario. He starts everything, he never finishes. Ooh.
At the end of the day, fans are not owed anything.
There we go again.
That is the thesis
Again?
right there.
Austin? Really? Really, Austin? You keep on eating people's banana.
Giggity.
Okay. Can we move on to something happier?
RPK has a question for you.
Anything else? Anything else fun happen?
RPK has a question for you.
I, as a consumer, am allowed to criticize. It's the beauty of freedom of speech. I'm not toxic with it. I argue based on actual things happening in the property, watching it, talking about the execution, talking about the failures of the studio, talking about all of these details, and it's still brushed off that I should just create it myself. No.
Or let it go.
These IPs should be bringing in a lot of money. They should be successful. They have all the money in the world.
Superman should have made $1 billion.
They have all the money in the world to execute. We should be as a basic standard should be accepting some quality.
But
and I'm not settling for less. I'm not cheap. I'm not easy. I'm not cheap.
You're also not letting go of the Snyderverse.
I said I don't need it. If I want some continuation, and I would like Darkseid to come back, because I think introducing Darkseid is DC needs a big villain. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying anyone on with any certainty on any part of this argument is ridiculous.
DC already has a big villain, Max. The fans.
Boo. That was terrible.
Where's Caden? Caden, do it. Caden, you could say it now. I co-sign it. Say it. Cancel.
#cancel Resident Justice.
Yeah, that was
cancel Resident Justice.
No, I'm being serious. The fans are the greatest villain and threat to DC right now.
That's everything, though. Let's be honest.
I mean,
except for EA. EA is their biggest threat.
Oh my gosh! Don't even.
Austin
Hans.
I
already got cast. I signed the waiver and everything. There's it's full frontal and all of that. Check out next week's episode.
Oh my god!
I'll make sure to do that.
All right, is there anything else happening? We've gone 3 hours.
My final statement is: I think Max, you're completely off base about this, but you're still my friend. It's still flying. We all walk away happy. So.
Yeah, I had fun doing that. You know what the really was? I was like, I got to do some hot takes again. That's all it was.
Yeah, and look what you caused. Look at what you caused.
That's my opinion. I was doing a hot take.
You call people DC simps, man. Like, I mean, come on. What do you think? I'm
getting tired of being condescending and talked down.
I'm gonna pull you for a second, Max.
Go ahead.
What did you expect? You should have known better when you call people DC simps.
I called them DC simps and I took a fucking nap. And I had, and then I came back and I was like, whoa, everyone's here.
After saying something that.
Hey, Josh, good time.
Then you wake up to like.
Where's Goldman? We need Goldman in here.
Someone throw a chair.
Oh, yeah, we can't end until Goldman gets into the.
Goldman agrees with me. Goldman agrees with me.
No, but we can't end the stream until Goldman comes and says, yo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm losing my voice so much. I'm not mad.
That's right. I'm not.
Well, you're not saying.
Yeah,
Hans, when are you coming back on my show?
I don't know.
Not eating.
I agree with. Hold on, real quick. I agree with Degrassi. By the way, telling someone they're wrong is not talking down to them. I agree. You can say someone's wrong, and that's not necessarily talking down.
Well, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Unless I do it, because then I go, Max, you're wrong, and I'm talking.
Jeez, Spiracle Man.
It's what I deserve. Okay.
That was better than RJ's, Austin.
I'm 6'2". I can only punch down. Yeah, I can only punch down.
Oh, Josh,
I can punch all of you down. I only can punch all of you down.
I'm the one with the sword.
I'm out of energy.
Whoa. We're not here. We're not
I'm
supposed
to do an epic collab with Enosh for his Friday night thing, and I failed.
Friday night tights?
No.
Friday night flights.
Friday night weebs.
Friday night fans.
I got better name. Being
positive about fandom.
The Friday night White Knights.
No.
Okay, that's
because they white knight for the Snyderverse.
Yes,
they're white.
Especially Max.
Oh my god.
You killed Max. How do you feel?
I
Yeah,
enjoy myself, but 3 hours of debating is like too much for me. Woo! Anything good happened today?
Yeah.
I got
I'm
Kane.
gonna
Cyber.
try and,
No.
That is a good thing.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Yeah,
Austin,
Cyberpunk got
are
a
you
huge update.
serious?
Wait, is it
I'm-
good now?
Yes.
I think it's always been good, but I
Oh, they
look
All right,
past the breaks.
no bragging, Josh. Jeez, you're giving too much info.
Did the sex
Woo.
get better?
I'm probably gonna go see Uncharted tomorrow. So.
Oh, that's great. I bought
That's great.
Cyberpunk at the begin, but I didn't play it much.
It's a good game. The story's pretty good. I like the gameplay. It has four difficulties.
Not
So
really.
if
I do.
you want to just play for the story, you just throw it on easy. The story's real good.
Yeah. Anyway, can we end the stream? I need to go take a shower. I need to go piss. So.
No.
Wow.
You can't end the stream
Nah,
until
you gotta
Goldblum
hold it.
comes in and says,
All right,
"Hey,
RJ, you end it. Give a hot take towards me. And then just end it. Do whatever you say. Go say whatever
really?
you want to say.
Oh, okay. I think Max is wrong. I think that ultimately his video was interesting, but I think that he ultimately did not construct himself in a very concise way, and he is basically Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us.